Hi, everybody. We're having a lot of fun here this afternoon.
Yay. Is that what
Especially
this is?
Nick.
Yeah, this is what this is. This is what this is. It is. It is what it is.
It be what it be?
Yeah.
It be what it be. Yeah,
Poor
we
Nick.
can't figure out. So whatever we are sending to Captain Nick's house or studio
It's
is
bouncing
being
right back.
sent back to those of us on the StreamYard. AJ, are you echoing too?
You mean, am I echoing to you guys, or do I hear the echo?
I don't hear
Yeah,
an echo.
I can hear a little bit of an echo,
Can
but it's
you?
not
Okay.
as strong.
I can hear when you guys talk. I can hear just very faint echo.
Yeah. Yeah, it used to be a lot louder.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, last week.
I mean,
and
this
week
is the
before it
problem
was-
now. It's a faint echo that we could live with, but I don't think Nick can hear us enough.
Now
to
he
do
can't
the
hear
show.
anything that we're doing
Yeah.
on the show.
I mean, it's not
Like
like he
he
ever
never
has
has
any
any
input anyway.
Oh, there's big.
There's big echo.
Yeah, because I think he's turned sound
sound
source back on.
Yes, I have.
Right.
Yeah.
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 Are you
Yeah.
guys
Are
in the chat room hearing all this echoing? Blink twice.
Chat room,
twice.
chat room,
If it's
chat
yes,
room.
it's yes.
Hello,
Blink
hello,
twice.
hello.
We just like
Now,
saying
just tell me, I'm going to try messing around with the sound source settings. So
yes
just
to
tell
the
me
echo.
if
Yes,
it
thank you,
stops.
Luis. Thank you, Luis. Yes.
You only have to tell us
you.
once, Liz.
Yeah.
Yeah, same to you. Same to you.
I'm trying not to put one finger up. I'll just put them all up.
Imagine all of these fingers.
My fingers
down.
are wet. My fingers
Except
are
for the
echoing.
middle one.
My fingers are sending an echo.
Ironically, Nick is the only one who's not echoing.
Yeah, exactly, Sam. Everyone but us.
Wait. AJ's not echoing.
Huh? I'm not echoing.
Oh, no, you are.
Oh, I
know
am
you
echoing.
are.
Yeah,
You are now.
Hello.
It's Chrome. As soon as I shut down my input into Chrome, or actually no, it's the output from Chrome, it goes quiet. I obviously can't hear you, but the echo stops. So it's something in the StreamYard settings that's causing this, as far as I can see. Any change now?
No.
No. Any change now?
Hello.
Hello. No, still echoing.
Still echoing.
Have we tested?
Yeah.
We tested Unity.
Yeah, and
Yes.
it doesn't
Yes.
echo. There's no echo on Unity.
It's about to drive me nuts.
So if I do this, you guys can hear me.
Yeah.
See, but I've got an echo in my headset of myself.
Huh?
Hey, gorgeous. Yeah, Dad's
Hello, I'm in
working trying to
Unity.
fix this.
Oh, I'm hearing an
and you've
echo
got
in
an
Unity.
Contagious.
I think Jeff's losing it a bit.
Well, he's not the only one.
Yeah, I know.
It's very frustrating.
I get it.
Okay, let me just double check.
I'm not making light of it.
Yeah, so I was going to say maybe it's something that I have set wrong on my end, but when you leave the StreamYard stream, Nick, everything is working fine.
Yeah. Why don't you just do the show without me this week, and let's get together. Well, we could sit here for bloody hours and try and solve this, but it would be better if you did a show, and then we can get together during the week, and either I'll set my old system up again with an old interface, or we'll just try and find the issue. But at the moment, it's
No, I hear it next saying. Sadly,
Problem
I
is
think
we hear
Rob's
it too
right.
much.
yeah, absolutely.
No, I hear him one time. He doesn't. He doesn't
I am
echo.
just messing about with different settings.
Yeah,
just
you're
to
right.
see-
You're right. He doesn't echo. but he's causing it. Unfortunately.
I have some sad or bad news, Tanya. I don't think I'm going to be making it tomorrow. Unfortunately.
Oh, that's that. Was it just the flights are looking flaky?
That's part of it. Am I overmodulating?
Who can tell with the echo?
I just on the echo. I heard myself overmodulating.
Can I run StreamYard off Safari?
I think just recently they made it so you could run it off Safari.
I mean,
I think.
God knows how I'd do it, but I don't know. I don't think that would necessarily fix anything.
Well, maybe we could try it.
Okay. I'm trying to wonder how the hell I
I'll
log
look for
on
an
from
email
Safari.
From our friends at StreamYard. Because it's going to say, I don't recognize this.
Okay, I'll say goodbye for the moment, and I'll see you in a minute.
Okay.
All right. So,
so right now, everybody, you should not hear the echo now that Nick's gone, correct? In the chat room?
We're not hearing it, so they probably aren't either.
No.
But we'll get confirmation from them.
Yeah.
So I found out today that
thanks, Sam.
I had so that's the whole national airspace system and this whole government shutdown and recovery and everything else. Hello.
No, they're just confirming that we're not echoing.
Okay. That's part of it. And also I learned today that I apparently didn't put down on my calendar a wedding that I'm supposed to be singing in tomorrow afternoon.
So you're on the hook for that.
Yeah, it's one of the songs that are singing is what is it called? It's a famous Latin song, and it needs my part. It's almost like a duet.
You mean you couldn't record it and just leave it there? They could play it?
Yeah, maybe that would probably
I'm
not.
just kidding. You're just doing a lot of singing lately, which is nice.
Yeah, I am.
Anyway,
the only thing I can do I can do anything. If I can do anything well, that's the only thing I can do well.
I mean, I really wish Nick didn't have to leave, but my God, it's nice not to have that echoing going on.
Yep. Oh, let me see if
that'll make you crazy.
Nope, nothing from my friends at StreamYard.
Well, he said he thought it would take him a while to set it up. Well, Nick, Jeff and I did a troubleshooting with me yesterday because we thought it was me causing trouble last week, and we figured out now I wasn't. I'm in the clear. So we were hopeful things were going to be good.
Falsely accused.
Yeah. Hear you on Unity. No, you don't. With your own email. MetroDoc is being helpful here, Jeff, asking about recorders. I know we haven't been thinking about that at the moment, but
yeah, I have no recorders on yet.
Okay.
But I mean, I can go ahead. Let me just go ahead and do it now so I don't forget. Thank you, Ernest. It's Ernest, right?
I think so.
He's being very earnest.
He is.
Okay. I have 2 recorders going on and StreamYard's recording. So we have 3 recordings.
Yay.
Okay, let me check the...
Where did AJ go? Oh, he's back now.
Here he is. What happened?
Unity crashed and I lost microphone and audio.
Oh.
Except for I could do the test sound from StreamYard and I could hear it fine. But I couldn't hear you guys at all.
Huh.
That's weird.
Okay, in order for me to...
At least we're not echoing anymore.
There's that.
Yeah. That'll drive you nuts.
It's like the pirate with the steering wheel.
So you use that code. Jeff, what's that little red 1 number that's come up near the recording button there on StreamYard? See what I'm talking about?
Red 1.
Oh, now it's gone. It was there and then it's gone. Oh, well.
Oh, next to the recording button down there.
Maybe it's something to do with Nick going and coming or coming and going.
Oh, it's upset because it said Nick has not completed their upload because he left.
Well, we don't care about that because it was just pre-show.
So I think it was like a little error message or something.
Got it. Thank you.
Warning us. Oh, you boy.
That's fine.
Yeah.
We are hoping to have Steffi join us at some point today. She's been awful busy, but I think she's hopefully going to be with us at some point.
I need to check that too. Cloud. Unity Intercom. And go to subscription.
Sorry, everybody. I know this isn't fun to sit there and watch all this happening, but...
Or maybe it is fun for them.
Maybe it is. Maybe they laugh and point at us and go, look at those guys struggling.
Bunch of morons. So every time I open Unity, I lose I lose the stream audio, I lose y'all's audio, and I can't talk anymore. And it says your microphone has been disconnected.
What are your settings? The little setting, the gear icon in Unity.
I can't even get to that at this point. Like I open it and it pops up and it says your microphone's been disconnected, and there's a go to options button, and I try to click it, and by the time I get to click it, the whole thing crashes again.
Oh, good. So in other words, you're not going to be on Unity with us.
Right.
Correct.
You're going to be disunited. That's okay. That means
united and it feels
disunited good. And it feels so bad. Do you like the way I'm singing out of tune there, Jeff? What's that? Yep.
Nick is making progress.
Actually, Unity's proving a bit useful here. Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
I know,
Captain Nick.
I know AJ does. Let's see.
And the echo.
And the echo's back.
Oh,
all right.
That's interesting.
That didn't work then. And that's, I've got it almost fired up for some reason.
Yeah, but you know what? It doesn't matter because we're still having the audio echo.
Okay. All right.
But thanks for trying.
And trying.
Trying.
Never gets old.
Not yet.
They're not hearing an
It
echo?
depends on who you ask, I think.
Yeah, it's back. Thanks. Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, wait a minute. Is
I'm
Nick
not
there?
hearing any echoing.
Oh, he's muted.
Sorry. Damn it.
So close.
You go.
Well, so we could do the show with Nick in Unity and just record off of his channel off Unity, and I'll just guess at what he's saying.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That sounds
a great solution.
awkward. That doesn't sound awkward.
Is this what you do
at all.
in your day job? Okay, so
Okay, I was going to save the story for later, but you want to know what I did today? So the computer that I sit at controls the entire lab. It controls the other station computers, the 7 75-inch TV screens that are the whole thing, all of it. On the bottom of my table, unbeknownst to me, is where they mount the power strip.
Oh.
So I'm sitting with my
See
leg,
what's coming now.
my right foot on my left knee, and I lean back, and I heard this little...
and then
So
and
it
then
was.
they look over at AJ, and he's like holding the plug,
Yeah,
like in
exactly.
the movie,
Like Airplane.
Just kidding.
It was sort of like the nuclear plant controller guy.
No, they all just kind of looked around and were like, "What happened?" I'm like,
Hi,
"Well,
Nick.
what happened? What?"
Hold on here.
Now we have
Nope.
Nick in two places,
and
so
there's the
probably still have.
I was
Safari.
muted. I've just turned the microphone on, so that's obviously.
Yeah.
I know, but you. Boy.
Well, Nick, thanks for trying.
Yep. Sorry about that.
Have a nice early night to bed.
Yeah,
I shall, don't you?
Nice little
worry.
treat.
Indeed. A night off, a week off.
Miss ya.
Yeah.
Or let's see. Or if you want, let's see. Tomorrow. If you wanted me to get together with you tomorrow morning, we could save like a couple of items, and then we can do kind of fit them in like a two-parter kind of thing.
I've got a pretty busy day tomorrow. Jilly's
Okay,
away. I've got to sort the dogs. Got to get up to town
And we still have to sort out this
sort
whole audio issue.
Exactly. So
Well, definitely we'll have some time to work on this early next week. So.
Yeah.
and I'm free probably Sunday, Monday. So we could try to get together then
Monday,
whenever
maybe,
you want.
Maybe,
Yeah, it'll probably be Monday.
or even Tuesday. All right, Nick. Thanks for trying.
All right. Sorry, guys. Catch you next
Yeah,
week.
we
I
are.
hope.
We are too.
All the best.
Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers.
Hello.
We love
Hello.
Nick dearly,
Hello.
but boy, that was frustrating for him.
Yep.
All right.
much
So, Jeff, did you want to test Roger's audio or anything like that? The usual stuff that you do before the
You're
show?
listening to the Airline Pilot Guy Show.
Sounds
The
good.
view from our side of the cockpit door.
WAPG. It's the Airline Pilot Guy.
Airline Pilot Guy, episode 684.
Yep.
Okay, it's pretty loud to me, but
Sounds good to me. What do
Sounds
you
good to
say in
you?
the chat?
okay. So let me just adjust what I'm hearing from Farug. Oh, I know why. Wow, that's weird.
And then I think the three of us should just, it's just you and I on Unity, and we know we can hear each other, Nick, so Jeff, so that's good.
But then you're going to talk about me.
Yeah, so
Fair enough.
you can lip read, can't you? So how long did it take you to get everything back up at work after you turned the switch off? Was it just an instantaneous,
It was instantaneous off.
Oh,
It takes like 20 minutes to put everything back together, and we were
To
70.
reboot.
We were 75% of the way through the last lab of the day. And
Oh,
so
boy.
once we figured out what happened, the lead instructor in the lab at the time, he just looks at everybody and goes, "Have a good weekend."
Yeah, early
See ya.
Friday.
That's all she wrote, folks.
Yep. Now you know how to get an early Friday.
You have the kill switch. Okay, everybody in the chat. Am I overmodulating, or is the level okay coming from me? And let's see. Let me
Hey,
look.
Just
Yep.
for fun, can you? Is it complicated for you to send me the login to WhatsApp me or text me the login for Unity again?
No, it's not a problem.
I'm gonna get it, remove it.
Metro
and
Doc says
reinstall
you
it.
sound okay, Jeff.
Okay, thank you, MetroDoc. Let's see. I need to go to Unity.
Oh, let me see. Is this a message from Steffi by any chance? Oh, Steffi said at 4:30 she was leaving, but it's going to take her an hour to get home. So probably about 5:30 she wouldn't join us.
Okay.
What was the download for Unity?
It is Unity, unityintercom.com.
Unity Intercom. That's where it is.
Yeah, unityintercom.com, and then I think you'll be able to work your way through the client apps.
Yep.
With the cloud.
It is downloaded.
Okay. And in the meantime, I will see if I can find your individual. Okay, which one are you? AJ is probably for you. And there's your password. So your username is capital A, capital J. Whenever you get to the point, and I'll make sure it's on cloud, not the other two. And also, I think the company name is APG. I might have to Let me quit Unity just to make sure. Yeah, company is APG, all caps. Username is all caps AJ, and then the password I'm going to send you right now. And I'm just sending it to our group, APG crew chat in WhatsApp.
That's a nice, simple password, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it rolls right off the tongue. It's easy to remember.
Yeah. Certainly isn't easy to hack.
No. Okay.
Can you hear my dog snoring, Jeff? She's snoring.
I cannot.
Good.
All right, so I'm back on.
I just
wanted to make sure that I was actually indeed back on Unity.
Okay.
All right, so
I'm ready whenever you are, Jeffy.
Thank you. And I have AJ's selected, Steph, Nick, Liz, and Jeff. Okay. For the 5 contestants on Unity.
Right.
Okay. I have officially decided I'm not touching Unity again.
Don't do that.
Oh, really?
Yep.
It's not
I have uninstalled it. I downloaded the installer again, installed it. As soon as I clicked to open it, same exact thing happened.
Wow.
Maybe Android's having issues, Jeff, like iOS was having.
This is on my
Windows,
my Windows Mac, my Windows PC.
Oh, Windows.
Yeah. You haven't shut it down and restarted, right?
Since uninstalling and restarting?
That's not.
Yeah, since you're having the problem with Unity.
Yes, I have.
Oh, you have? Okay.
That's when I left the first time. I completely restarted the whole thing.
Don't know what to tell you then. I've run out of all my bag of tricks.
Let's carry on.
Carry on our wayward
So, Jeff,
son.
all recorders are recording, correct?
I'm recording here, over here, and on StreamYard. And let me go to Evernote and go to the current show and go to intro and I was going to change that because I don't know if you seem to like your recent version, but I'm going to go back to your old version. I hope you don't mind of your intro, AJ.
What now? What? Sorry, what?
Nothing.
Jeff's made a command decision. You're going back to your old intro.
Oh, man.
I'm going to make the short and sweet version. not the complicated one that with all the references to the other show, because that confuses people.
Well, that's the
mainly
fun.
Me.
Jeff doesn't need any help in that regard.
No, I don't need. Thank you, Liz. But she's being honest. Okay.
Jeff, when you know, you know.
Yeah, you do. Okay. Go over here.
You missed words. Jeez.
What?
You missed a word.
Where?
You said pilot with interest anything.
I don't think I did that. It's just whatever somebody changed it, and I quickly tried to change it back. Let me. Thank you. Now I have to really look at it to make sure that you're not effing it up with something.
Don't mess with it. We're not in the mood for that today.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Okay.
I just fixed a word that was missing. It was an important word.
We love you. Thank you. All right. Is everybody ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's do this, biatch.
You're listening to the Airline Pilot Guy Show.
The view from our side of the cockpit door.
WAPG. It's the Airline Pilot Guy.
Airline Pilot Guy, episode 684.
Yeah, he's up in the sky. It's the Airline Pilot Guy.
Hello, you're listening to the Airline Pilot Guy show. The view from our side of the cockpit door, with your host, Captain Jeff, broadcasting live from APG headquarters in Roswell, Georgia. Today's show is recorded the week of November 10th, 2025.
Yeah, he's up in the sky. It's the Airline Pilot Guy. Put your light and he's flying by. With the Airline Pilot Guy.
In today's episode, flight disruptions continue after the government reopened, and cargo companies temporarily grounded their MD-11s after that horrible crash in Louisville. Also had more news and your feedback, so get all settled in. Tray tables and seat backs in the upright and lock positions, electronic devices powered on. I'm Radio Roger, and Flight 684 is ready for pushback.
Thank you, Radio Roger. He's an award-winning TV and radio reporter, currently at the #1 all-news station in the nation, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM in
New York City.
Welcome to the Airline Pilot Guy Show. It's an aviation podcast covering the latest in aviation news and answering your great feedback. I'm Captain Jeff, former U.S. Air Force pilot and retired Delta Airlines captain. And joining me from the Northwoods of the Atlanta suburbs, his home studio there, race car driver, self-taught chef, and commercial multi-engine instrument-rated pilot with an interest in anything with enough horsepower to kill him. It's AJ Schramm, or also known as Alpha Juliet.
Hey,
Welcome.
Jeff. Hey, Liz. Good to see you guys. Sad that Nick's not joining us at the moment, but in honor of Nick, I did a little research and found the 684 Squadron of the Royal Air Force. They were based at RAF Dum Dum. Not making that up. D-U-M, D-U-M. They flew, this was in the 40s, they were 43 to 46. They flew the B-25 Mitchell, the de Havilland Mosquito, the Bristol Beaufighter, and the Supermarine Spitfire. Pretty interesting history on this squadron, but I just love that based at RAF Dum Dum.
Love it.
That could be the show title already.
It
Can you
could
believe it? RAF Dum Dum. I love it. Wow, that is like proactive thinking on your part, AJ. Thank you so much for doing that.
Well done.
I appreciate it. Didn't even think about it until you started doing
Nick's
it.
was going to be much more tragic than that, so thank
Yeah.
you.
I did find one that was a little sadder.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm glad you went with the one you did, because I love the Squadron Dum Dum. Yeah. All right, and also joining us from Her studio in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, retired financier and aviation enthusiast, spreadsheet master, and our producer. It's the lovely Liz Piper.
Hi, everybody. Great to see you all in the chat room and you two gents on the show.
Well, thank you so much. And just to let everybody know, we had planned to have more hosts. Well, actually, we're kind of expecting to see Dr. Steph.
We're still planning
join
to have
us.
more hosts.
Yes, we're planning to have more hosts. And we did have another host, Captain Nick, but he was having issues with his audio again. So we need to work that out. So unfortunately, he had to bow out for today's show. We're going to miss him.
Yeah.
But we'll just, you just gotta keep
Gotta
going.
do what you gotta do.
Push on, right?
Have a good show, you two guys.
All right.
Thanks, Liz.
Thank you,
Bye.
Liz.
Stand by for news.
All right. Let me find my first news item. I hear you fine, Liz, on the Unity.
What?
Okay.
Oh.
I know AJ can't. I'm the only one that can hear Liz on Unity. All right. Let me get what happened to Keynote? No,
This is just a great day.
am I gone? No, I'm still there, right?
I can hear you.
Yeah. I don't know why, but I had it all set up before, but I must have had to close it for some reason. So now it's back opened up. Yeah, let me move that. That's not what I want to do. Oh, it turns out when you click on that window, it starts playing. Never done that before. Okay. And let me share. Here we go. And share screen. And window. That. And that. Beautiful. Yeah, so I thought I'm going to kind of run this as B-roll. So let me see if I can find the news item. Okay. I guess this is from A New Z. A New Z. I have no idea what that stands for. Okay, our first item in the news segment is this from the Azerbaijan country of Georgia area of our world. This article from ANEWZ, ANEWZ.com. All right. C-130 military cargo plane. Let me say 20 killed in Turkish military plane crash in Georgia after leaving Azerbaijan. And we're not talking about the state of Georgia here in the United States. We're talking about the country of Georgia and the country of Azerbaijan. 20 military personnel traveling on a Turkish C-130 cargo plane that crashed in Georgia have been killed, the Turkish government said on Tuesday of this week. The C-130 had taken off from Azerbaijan and was on its way back to Turkey when it crashed, Turkey's defense ministry said on X. Video footage aired on news outlets. Here, let me go ahead and start running that so we can see what we're talking about here. That's the audio from the video of basically the wing box and wing of the C-130 kind of falling and spiraling from the sky. And some people said, oh, there's smoke coming from the wingtips of this thing. And it's actually vaporized fuel coming out of the fuel drain masts on near the wingtips. Okay. Yeah. So again, we'll have the video in the show notes for you to watch this footage if you haven't already seen it. I'm sure many of you have. Let me turn down the volume of this a little bit louder than I was expecting. Okay, why don't we do that? Okay. Turkey's President Erdogan.
You
Not
skipped
saying
some.
that right, am I? Yeah, I know, but I figured I already talked about the spiraling.
No, I meant of his name.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah. So, AJ, would you tell me what his full name is, the president of Turkey?
I believe it's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan.
Oh, very good. Well, he said he was deeply saddened and expressed his condolences for those killed in the crash. Azerbaijan's President Aliyev expressed his condolences to his Turkish counterpart over the incident, and they're all deeply saddened, etc. So, interestingly, something that occurred here in the United States over the state of Mississippi back in 2017, I think you said, Liz. Yeah, we believe it was in 2017, several years ago. They lost the number 2 propeller, or part of the propeller got flung off and hit the fuselage of the thing, and that just caused a chain reaction and tragedy. And it did something, if I recall correctly, I think it had some kind of an effect on an engine on the opposite side for some reason. And that particular accident is very, very similar to this accident. Now, we're not saying that this is exactly what happened, but it is very suspiciously similar to that particular crash.
Well, that was the other end.
July 10th, 2017. Okay, go ahead.
That was a
AJ?
KC-130, and it took the nose off, whereas this lost the tail.
Yeah, well, I think this one lost both everything that was forward of the wing box and everything aft of the wing box. Oh, I see. You're saying the one that over Mississippi, only part of it? Okay.
Look, I think it was the nose section, so everything basically forward of the wing box.
Okay.
Is what the pictures you're showing.
Okay. This particular one was it was not an H model. It was an E model, an older one, I think. But it had the 4-bladed Hartzell prop. Yeah, it was quite an old airplane.
The H's are old. The E's are very
even
old.
the H's are old. The J model is the new version that has the 6-bladed prop, right? And
I trained on H's, and they were phasing them out when I trained on them, and that was about 20 years ago.
Oh boy. So that E model must be
that's like post-Vietnam.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, so we'll wait and see what they come up with as far as the investigation is concerned, because everybody that operates that airplane, even the older ones, I mean, this thing has been around for quite several decades. And and it's still those older ones are still being used in a lot of places around the world. So I'm sure that people are going to be interested to find out what exactly happened in this particular incident. But it is known as a very robust airframe, Liz. In fact, Scott Bateman on X, who is now a British Airways captain, flew the C-130 for most of his RAF career, and he actually wrote a book as well. What's the name of the book again, Liz? I don't remember. Hercules, yeah, I think you're right. And he was responding to some of the things that he saw on social media right after this accident. And he's saying that he's seen some rubbish being spouted about the aircraft safety record. He said the aircraft itself is the longest military aircraft in continuous production in the world. It's been around for over 70 years. Wow. Its list of campaigns is long, and yes, it suffered significant losses as a result. Almost 15% of all aircraft built have been lost. This doesn't mean that they've all been lost to accidents. 29 were lost in ground action, and the U.S. lost over 70 in Vietnam. But this doesn't mean the aircraft is unsafe or has a poor safety record. Many were lost to enemy action, as this is a tactical transport that pushes the boundaries. He said he's not going to speculate on the cause of this particular accident, but he said, I'll wager that the crew, like so many before them, were doing something they loved dearly when they flew west. No matter the flag on your flying suit, those who fly or have flown Albert, that's a nickname for the Hercules, or the Herc, are part of one big family. Today we mourn the loss of part of that fraternity. And then he also commented, that the trails falling from the falling spiraling wings are not smoke or on fire as reported, but fuel escaping from the fuel dump masts at the end of the wings. It does seem the aircraft is split into 3 parts, either side of the center wing box. Okay. So this was a 1968 model, the one involved in this accident. So that makes it 57 years old. And it was purchased by the Royal Saudi Air Force in 68 and acquired by Turkey in 2010. It's been around for a while. All right.
Yeah,
so
they bought
sad.
a 40-year-old airplane. So they started with
Pardon
me? They bought a 40-year-old airplane. So they started with an old airplane.
Yeah, true. But these things, it's like almost like the DC-3. Like you just can't kill them. Well, I mean, I guess occasionally we lose one here and there. Anyway, we'll see what happens when we hear more about the investigation. Okay. So this one, I know you have a video listed, Liz, but I'm not going to play the video because it's just more of the same that we played on the last episode. All right, this next item is an update on the UPS MD-11 crash at Louisville on the 4th of November. So about 10 days ago. Now we're recording the show on the 14th. Let me scroll down to the update. On November 7th, Louisville mayor reported they were mourning the loss of 13 people, including the three crew on board the aircraft. They said that the death toll may still rise. 9 people are still unaccounted for. In their third media briefing on November 7th, the NTSB reported that the CVR contained 124 minutes of good quality recordings. The takeoff run was uneventful initially through the different speed callouts. About 37 seconds after the crew called for takeoff thrust, a repeating bell was heard, which persisted until the end of the recording 25 seconds later. Now, I think most of us who fly transport category airplanes know, or at least we're assuming, that a continuous bell sound is usually the fire bell. So an engine fire will turn, or an APU fire, or some kind of a fire in some kind of a power plant is usually the cause for the bell sound. The crew attempted to control the aircraft. The transcript will be made available when the majority of other factual group reports have been placed into the docket, so a few months from now. The bulk of the left engine pylon was still attached to the engine when the engine separated from the wing. Additional pieces of the engine attachment have been found in the grass next to the runway 17 right. The investigation is also looking for possible locations of the missing people. The 475-foot ADS-B altitude reported the previous day equates to about 100 feet above ground level. So it only got to be altitude-wise about 100 feet. Yeah, we were thinking maybe as much as 150 feet, but yeah, looks like only about 100 now. When the FDR has been analyzed, the meaning of the repeated bell will become clear. Though there is a working theory it might be related to fire. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. The NTSB has received the job cards for all work done on the left-hand engine. An MD-11 simulator test available at Louisville will be conducted on Saturday, so just a couple of days ago. And then on the 8th of November, UPS announced that out of an abundance of caution and in the interest of safety, we have made the decision to temporarily ground our MD-11 fleet. That makes up approximately 9% of their fleet. The grounding effective immediately. And then on the next day, the FAA released an Emergency Airworthiness Directive 2025-23-51, grounding all MD-11 aircraft, including the UPS airplanes, but any other company still flying the MD-11. FedEx would be a pretty big operator of them as well, I think. The EAD states that the AD prohibits further flight until the airplane is inspected and all applicable corrective actions are performed using a method approved by the manager, AIR-520, Continued Operational Safety Branch, FAA. And the reasoning is, quote, this emergency AD was prompted by an accident where the left-hand engine and pylon detached from the airplane during takeoff. The cause of the detachment is currently under investigation. This condition could result in loss of continued safe flight and landing, and providing the determination that the FAA is issuing this AD because the agency has determined the unsafe condition is likely to exist or develop in other products of the same type design. So what's interesting about this airworthiness directive is usually when they issue these things, and AJ, tell me if I'm correct about this, usually they'll have the corrective action stated within this AD, and in this case they don't, because they're really not sure exactly what corrective action to take yet, because they're still investigating it. But it's such a serious thing, they're thinking, well, we just got to tell everybody don't fly these airplanes until we figure something out.
That struck me as a very government thing to do. And to say, all these are grounded until you fix it how it needs to be fixed. And then you say, well, how does it need to be fixed? Well, we don't know.
Right.
So, that struck me as a little bit odd. Yeah. But it also sort of it didn't surprise me. I guess I'll put it that way.
Right.
It is definitely different, though. Yes. The corrective action is generally included.
Okay. So that's our update. As far as we know, now maybe something new has transpired since the 9th of November. Okay.
Well, they said they were going to do that simulator test that Saturday.
On Saturday, yeah. So and then Liz has said that it sounds like now the death toll is up to 14. So they found another dead person. And as I said, there's still some missing. So I would imagine that we're probably going to hear about more, sadly.
One other little thing, and this isn't really related, but somewhere in here I was reading that they had already been switched to departure, and that seemed awfully early, awfully quick. I don't know. Maybe maybe they weren't. The airport was not very busy, and they just go ahead.
I guess that's possible, but from my anecdotal experience at Louisville Airport, they do give it to you kind of early, but not that early. I mean,
that seemed
you're
awfully
usually a
early
couple of hundred feet. You're already have the gear up, and you're in the cleanup process when they usually hand you over to departure. Now, I think one of the reasons, and it's when you're taking off to the south. I don't think they do it the same way when you're taking off to the north. When you're taking off to the south, and in fact, when you watch some of these videos, you'll notice there's like a hill in the background. There is some high terrain. Just south of the Louisville International Airport that, you have to, when you're flying the departure procedure, you have to make a pretty quick turn to the west to avoid the higher terrain. So perhaps it was a little bit earlier than normal, but still, yeah,
like I said, I agree with you. I don't think
AJ.
It's connected at all, but just seemed odd.
Yeah. There are some parts of the world where they'll actually tell you to contact departure, they'll give you the frequency change before you even started your takeoff roll. They'll give you a takeoff clearance. Mm-hmm. They do that up in Canada. Yeah, that's the place that I think of mostly when they give you that. Those Canadians. Yeah, what are they thinking? Just kidding. Good people. I mean, I know a couple, and most of them are pretty nice people.
I know at least one, and that one's all right.
I know at least one, and yeah, who's a wonderful person. Okay. Speaking of Canadians, wow, great.
Nice segue.
Yeah, I was thinking, well, Jeff, just think of that two-wheeled thing that you stand up on. Yeah, well, I know, but then I was thinking, it's going to help me if I think of that thing. But it didn't. I couldn't remember the name of it. It didn't help me at all. Okay, so nice segue. This next one is from the St. Martin News Network. I'm sure we're all subscribed to that. That's smn-news.com. The TSB, the Transportation Safety Board of Canada, has ruled out a hard landing in the WestJet gear collapse at St. Martin. Let's see, an updated report from the Transportation Safety Board of Canada has confirmed that the right main landing gear collapse of the WestJet Boeing 737-800 at Princess Juliana International Airport, which is Sierra X-Ray Mike, on September 7th, 2025, was not the result of a hard landing. According to the TSB, a preliminary review of the aircraft's flight data recorder, at least not this particular landing, maybe there were some hard landings before that.
It was
Preliminary
the last
review
5 hard landings that led to this.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. A preliminary review of the aircraft's flight data recorder showed no indications of excessive landing force. The investigation has since turned its focus to a mechanical failure within the landing gear assembly. Investigators discovered that the right gear's aft trunnion pin had fractured, a critical component that connects the main gear to the aircraft structure. Both sections of the pin have been sent to the TSB Engineering Laboratory in Ottawa for detailed metallurgical examination. The board has also confirmed that the right main landing gear was last overhauled in 2016 and is now reviewing previous cases of aft trunnion pin fractures on other Boeing 737 aircraft to determine if this represents a broader safety concern. The incident occurred on WestJet Flight 2652 from Toronto, and they were landing at St. Martin. The right engine nacelle contacted the runway as a result of the gear collapse. No injuries were reported among passengers or crew, but the aircraft sustained significant structural damage. And we talked about the fact that there was that one at John Wayne in Santa Ana in Southern California that was very similar. What was that, Alaska, that particular flight? I'm trying to remember all the details. Was it United? Could have been United, Alaska, or Southwest. I can't remember which one.
One of those.
But they had a very similar kind of an occurrence with the aft trunnion pin failing. Yeah, so there's your update. So it sounds like the crew has been exonerated for any wrongdoing in the landing procedure, and it was just some kind of a mechanical failure. It was Alaska Air. Okay, thank you. Our staff has looked it up, and it was in Alaska at John Wayne, SNA. Okay, anything else to say about this one? Okay, they're continuing their investigation.
There was some background noise. I muted.
Oh no, and I was listening to Liz anyway. She was talking. I know you can't hear her. And finally, this is a final report. An incident involving a Pakistan International Airlines Airbus A320-200 at Lahore on January 17th, 2025. They landed on the wrong runway. It was an Airbus A320-200 registration Alpha Papa Bravo Oscar November, performing flight 150 from Dammam, Saudi Arabia to Multan, Pakistan, with 174 passengers and 8 crew, diverted to Lahore due to weather conditions in Multan. The aircraft subsequently was cleared to land on Lahore's runway 36 right, but at 7:34 local time, touchdown on runway 36 left. Now, this says in this initial reporting, the lights of which were turned off, but I'll tell you here a little bit more detail about that in the final report that I'm about to read right now. This is from the Pakistan Bureau of Aircraft Safety Investigation, BASIP or BASIP. The cause of the occurrence is attributed to wrong selection of ILS frequency, as both flight crew failed to monitor wrong runway selection despite a number of cues available in the cockpit during various stages of flight. That sounds pretty damning. Let's see. They cite contributory factors, poor exhibit of pilot flying and pilot monitoring task sharing procedures by both aircrew, reflecting a breakdown in CRM. The pilot monitoring failed to register ILS 36R-Z on the FMS arrival page and incorrectly selected ILS 36 left Z while preparing the diversion flight plan. So they selected the wrong thing in the FMS, the flight management system box. Moreover, the pilot flying exhibited lack of attention while cross-checking diversionary route on the flight management system. Additionally, pilot monitoring training folder showed persistent performance issues in simulator sessions, poor understanding of the FMA, and reliance on rote learning. Despite the misalignment, yeah, a lot of Funyuns for sure. Despite misalignment, both air traffic controllers were hesitant to give the go-around due to fear of punitive actions from their supervisors, reflecting a toxic safety culture in the air traffic control realm over here in Pakistan. Yeah, so they were originally going from, as we mentioned, let's see, where do they start? Dammam, Saudi Arabia, and their original destination was Multan in Pakistan. And let's see, I think when they were doing their initial flight their initial flight planning, the visibility was kind of on the low side, but it was still within the limits for them to get to their destination. But they did have a couple of alternates specified, and when they were en route, the visibility at Multan dropped down to RVR 400 meters.
Right, Lahore, I'm sorry, 400.
Yeah.
At Multan, it dropped to 50. And then at Lahore,
I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I stated that incorrectly. Thank you, AJ. Yeah, Multan dropped to 50 meters. So that's what, 150, 170 feet or something? I mean, that's low visibility.
165 feet.
Yeah, so it's probably well below any ILS or instrument landing system configuration that they could do. So, okay, it went under the limits or below limits, so they had to go to one of their destination alternates. The pilot in command made the decision to go to Lahore, and as AJ just stated, the reported visibility at 0100Z was 300 meters, RVR 400 meters. Both flight crew were medically fit to undertake the subject flight. Let's see, both air crew were qualified on CRM, crew resource management training. Apparently that didn't really take.
Qualified sounds like a strong word based on the previous information.
Yeah, I guess, during the training program, but they didn't actually apply it in this case, I guess. It didn't stick, nope. Let's see. After deciding to divert and low visibility procedures enforced at Lahore, data in FMS was fed by the pilot monitoring instead of pilot flying, which is a clear violation of the procedure by the pilot flying, as it's mandatory to feed in the data in the FMS by the pilot flying and cross-check by the pilot monitoring. So this must be the procedure, the standard operating procedure at Pakistan Airlines. Moreover, both pilots individually carried out FMS cross-checked data, but just still failed to recognize that they had entered 36 left, not 36 right, which is the one that they were supposed to have entered.
You got to hold the L's up.
Yeah. Okay. Huh?
You know how you tell your left from your right? You hold the L's up?
Okay. Okay. Very good. Well, try to get a screenshot of AJ holding up his fingers and thumbs. That whole, I'm not going to get into it. That was the reason why I failed my simulator interview simulator for US Air. I tried to
forgot which hand was your left.
No, I tried to do a new thing that I'd never done before as far as entering which way to enter a holding pattern. Never learned something new like just a couple of minutes before you enter into a simulator for a check ride for an airline. Lesson learned.
Yep.
It's a much more involved story, but that's the gist of it. So I'm a little sensitive when you're holding up your, you're like loser, right? I know. Let's see. I think I highlighted something else here that was pretty amazing. So they're flying the wrong approach, and air traffic control notices that the approach control notices that they're left of track for the ILS runway 36 right. And I think they told the tower controller also via landline, hey, these guys, or maybe they switched them over to tower, and then they noticed they were left of track. So they called up on the landline, the tower, the local controller, and said, hey, tell them they're left of track. And so that's what the tower controller did. But instead of and this is at like 1.7 miles, they're getting pretty close. And instead of saying, yeah, we're showing you left of track, go around, they did not command the go around. And it's because in their interviews they found out that apparently they were, taught that the pilot makes the decision on when to go around. They just give them information. They were given some bad training advice as far as the fact that they're the ones that if they see something that's not right or unsafe, they have to give the go around command.
And
Exactly.
it should be fairly easy to see on if they have any version of a radar scope, because it's
Right.
generally depicted with the center lines of the runway extending out, so you can easily tell where that airplane's positioned.
Yep. Let's see. From establishing on glide slope at 8.6 DME, which is distance measuring equipment. So that 8.6 is from where they are to the touchdowns, or the end of the runway, actually, until landing. So 8.6 miles until landing. Both the pilot flying and the pilot monitoring were focusing for alignment and flight path on the primary flight display, despite ATC's call observed left of track. Of course, what they're looking at, everything's all nice and lined up, right? So they're probably going, I don't know why they're saying we're left of track, because I show us dead on. Again, they're using the wrong ILS signal. So let's see, they continued for approach and land. Now it was very low visibility, so the tower didn't visually pick them up until they were pretty close to landing. And so the people in the tower go, okay, the lights aren't on for 36 left. Somebody turn on the lights for 36 left. So they turned the approach lighting on for 36 left for these guys to land on that runway. Even though they knew that they were landing on the wrong runway, apparently it must have been safe enough for them to do that. But yeah, Liz is asking me a question. Well, that is a good question, Liz. And I think I kind of have the same question. So Liz's question is, well, so if 36 left is not, they're not using that, they're using 36 right for these approaches, and they even have the lights off on the runway, why would they still have the ILS signal being broadcast from that runway? Why not turn that off too? I don't know. That's a good question. Now I could see it like it's an airport that's busy and you have, simultaneous instrument approaches, parallel approaches going on, and, and you have all the lighting systems on for both runways. I could see that. But if they have the lights off, I mean, it's obvious to me that they're not really using that runway at the time. And so why not turn off the signal so that you don't have this kind of so that could be one of those contributing factors as well. Okay, so continuing on, the pilot monitoring announced field in sight at a distance of half a nautical mile at 3,000 feet from the threshold, whereas the pilot flying did not announce anything. And that's a clear violation by the pilot monitoring, as it's mandatory for him or her to be heads down during a Category 3 landing. And they're supposed to keep rechecking all parameters. The one that's supposed to be taking some peeks outside the airplane and looking through the windscreen is the pilot flying. In this case, the captain. Both this is the thing that really got me. This is why I highlighted it in red. Both aircrew realized that they had landed on the wrong runway at the end of the landing roll. So they didn't realize that they had just landed on the wrong runway until they were at the very end of the landing roll. The aircraft touched down on the left half of the runway, nose wheel approximately 47 feet left of the center line.
Not a little bit left. A lot left.
And I think this is saying like the main landing gear was like 15 feet from the runway edge.
That's what it looks like.
Okay, so they're getting really, really close to the runway edge. Moreover, the aircraft carried out a Category 3 Bravo ILS approach in auto land mode using the Category 1 ILS capability.
Not enough.
They didn't even, no, they're supposed to be Yeah, so in other words, they used the Category 1 ILS. They didn't know. There's nothing in our, as far as anything that I've ever flown, that the signal that you're receiving on your ILS, that's a Category 1, Category 2, or Category 3 signal.
Right. It's just a signal.
Yeah. So, but there are things that air traffic control does to ensure, more safety related procedures when you're actually in a Category 3 condition. And yeah, so apparently, yeah, they didn't use, I don't even know if they have a Category 3 actually for 36 left. Maybe it's just a Category 1 ILS on that. I'm not sure. I didn't check that before we started the show. But anyway, talking about this could have been a major problem. Luckily they landed safely and everybody lived to tell about it. And I think it was one of these things that they didn't really know about until much later. When did this actually happen? Earlier this year, January 17th, 2025. So, it's been almost a year. And I guess they were doing some reviewing of some records or whatever. And they went, hey, wait a minute, what happened here? So, yeah, crazy. Metrodoc says, looking at G maps, 36 left is a shorter asphalt runway. How
I was going
much
to mention
shorter?
that it's about 2,025 feet shorter.
Okay. So how much landing? I mean, how long was the runway?
9,000 feet versus 11,000 and change. 11,024.
Okay. So they're both kind of long runways.
They're fairly long, but if you're expecting an extra quarter, almost half a mile, could be a little bit of a surprise.
Yeah, and the low visibility procedures conditions, you're not going to be able to see the whole runway,
Mm-hmm.
And if it had been a much shorter runway, then this could definitely have been a major crash. Yeah, so I'm thinking that the aircrew probably, at the very least, received some remedial training. Yeah,
I hope so.
I hope so too. All right. Well, that was an interesting one. All right, let's get to know us. That time of the show where we get to know what's going on with, in this case, AJ and I, since the last episode. And I was hoping by now, maybe we'll see Dr. Steph pretty soon and we'll get caught up with her as well. AJ, would you like to start us off?
Sure.
Okay.
Relatively normal week at work. We had Veterans Day off, which was quite nice, and ended up actually working out to get some flying in. Had to take the 206 over to an airport about 15-minute flight away, less than 15-minute flight, to get some paint work done, and worked out that it was the same day we were going to pick up our 182 from its annual inspection. So I flew an airplane about, I don't know, maybe 25 miles, then took an Uber about 40 miles to another airport and flew the other airplane back. So it was a planes and automobiles day. No trains were involved, thankfully. But ended up being a little bit of a long day just with everything involved. But got to fly our 182 with all the new fancy avionics in it, full glass panel. So that was really, really nice.
Nice.
So yeah, it was a good day. Other than that, it's just been kind of normal work stuff. All the students at work are very happy that they're going to start getting paid now. So there was a good energy in the air. That was nice.
Have you had any issues there with like power blackouts or anything?
Oh yeah, I guess I should tell that story on the actual show, huh?
You don't have to.
I don't mind.
I thought it was very entertaining. I'd like to hear it again.
I figured out a really great way to get off work early. So in our labs, our each desk contains a computer that controls the two stations. I was at the local control station, which controls the airplanes in the air and the tower frequency and stuff like that. The other station is the ground control station. It's kind of secondary. So everything is run off of my computer to run the whole simulator, the entire lab. So all the big giant 75-inch TV screens and all that, all the equipment on the where the controllers sit, like they're in the lab or like they're in the tower cab. And somebody, not sure who, made the decision that it was a good place to put the power strip that controls this whole mountain of computers and stuff on the bottom of my desk, mounted inverted, so the power switch is facing directly down. And I was sitting comfortably, and I had my right foot on my left knee, and kind of leaned back a little bit and just brushed what I thought was the bottom of the desk, and then I heard this, and everything went black. And there are
what happened?
There are 8 people in this room with me running the simulation. Everybody's like, "What happened?" I'm like, "Well, my computer just shut down." And we were about 75% of the way through the very last simulation of the day. So the instructor that was leading that simulation, he just looked at everybody and goes, "Have a good weekend."
Nice.
So it was
note to self. Okay, that's the switch to get off early on Friday.
The switch that no good simulator technician ever pushes.
So just curious, did anybody, when everything went down, did anybody turn their heads and look over at you and your desk?
No. So that was the interesting thing, is my computer went completely dark. All 3 of my monitors just instantly off. All the screens and everything else stayed up, and the simulation just kind of froze. So it still looked like you were in the tower cab. That was still loaded as a frozen image somehow. And everybody's like, what just happened? So I had a moment of decision to go, I don't know. That's so weird.
Had you already reset the switch to the on position at that point?
I looked under there and went, oh.
So you're going
and I clicked it. Okay, I'm like, well, that's not going to come right back on.
Come on. Nobody will notice.
It required a full tilt reboot.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so that was a marginally embarrassing moment at work today, but like I said,
I'm glad that we're happy that you were able to get home a little bit earlier and join us when we started the show today. So I guess that would be kind of a fail, or maybe somebody should take some notes and write that down. So whoever occupies that operator position in the future, maybe they should tell them, oh, hey, watch what you're doing here, because the power for everything is right underneath your desk here.
Correct. Yeah, there's definitely some lessons to be learned from the situation. Maybe some ongoing training for the rest of our RPOs to avoid a repeat of that situation. I'm glad I could be the pathfinder. See, that's what I do.
Well, see, if that does happen again, MetroDoc has come up with a terminology for this situation. It's an electrical ground stop.
Perfect. I'm going to use that at work next week.
Nice. See, our chat room, they're just awesome people.
Full of incredible ideas. I love it.
Yeah. Well, speaking of awesome people, Steph, are you ready to join us? Oh,
I think
here's
so.
the good doctor.
Speaking of technical problems, I logged into Unity and it's so much louder than anything else. It's really bizarre. I can barely hear you guys, and I can hear every last little thing that Liz is doing.
Well, that's kind of interesting, because we're experiencing the reason why Captain Nick is not with us.
I'm gonna actually get rid of it. I'm gonna log out of there because I can't hear it. Yeah. Okay. Oh, now you're
stop
really
using
loud.
Unity.
I don't know what that was about. Okay.
If it makes you feel any better, I don't have Unity either, and
I'm thinking it might be time for us to come up with a different solution.
Unity seems to keep coming up as discussion
This is the common denominator I'm finding, I think, because Nick was also having some audio issues, and as Liz is saying, it's causing a lot of disunity.
Yes.
And I have heard through the grapevine that they were having some issues with their software, with the new, well, I don't know how many of us are actually on the new, well, no, you're on Windows, AJ, so it has nothing to do with the Mac operating system.
Mine, I downloaded the new, whatever the newest one on their website today, and even after downloading it, restarting the system, as soon as I log in, as soon as I open the software, it crashes the audio on my computer, and I lose audio and microphone on StreamYard and can't turn it back on.
Well, when I first logged in, everything was just going through my computer speakers as well. So that's why I was like here briefly and left, because that's usually like my Motu has an issue. So unplug, plug in. I don't know.
Well, we're gonna try to get down to the bottom of this, folks, and we're just happy that Dr. Steph has joined us. And I know we all know that. Well, you're always busy with at least
I'm so busy.
work.
Sorry. Yeah.
But yeah, I know you're very busy in work and also some other things. So why don't you? Well, and AJ, was there anything else that you wanted to add with your getting to know us?
No, I think that was the highlights. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, then let's move to Dr. Steph, because I'm curious as to what has been going on. And
I feel like
shouldn't have said you were ready.
Mostly, I know, right? I didn't know where we were in the show, so that's fine. I was
we're
like
on
trying
getting
to
to know us.
Perfect. Good timing. I love it. Well, my getting to know me has flying related things for once, at least, so that's fun. It's not just my day job working all the time. Is this the video? I think that was, oh no, those are still pictures, unsure.
That's the still, but I have,
yeah,
I do have the
stills.
video.
So some still photos. So I'll set up for people who are listening here. If they want to check their podcast player, hopefully those pictures will show up for them. So last weekend was one of my weekends to fly jumpers, which is fun. As always, but we also have occasionally we'll do demonstration jumps. And I was asked to fly this particular one. We've done this one before. I did it a year ago. And then we were going to do it in, I think, September, but the weather ended up being too poor, so we didn't end up doing it. This go around, the demonstration jump is for the Ascent Football Club, which is a women's professional soccer football team here in Charlotte. And because the days are getting shorter and sunset is earlier, this one actually was scheduled as a night jump, which is fun and different and adds, slightly more complexity for everybody doing it. But I actually had to go get night current to do this jump or to do this demo, because I do a lot of daytime VFR flying and have not done a whole lot of nighttime flying this year. So actually a couple days before, I was able to secure a plane to go do my required 3 takeoffs and full stop landings. That all went perfectly fine. No worries about that. And then good to go and legal for this demonstration jump. And last year when I flew this jump, we had to fly around some poor weather. And then obviously it was canceled in September because of poor weather. And then again, we had kind of less than optimal weather. Poor weather. But good enough to get it done. So we have some pictures here. And I think the poor weather made for some really great photos. Unfortunately, there were not a lot of people in the stands pregame because it was raining, as you can see. And we had a lot of discussion as to whether they were gonna do it in the rain. And it was actually, the pictures look a little more dramatic than it actually was. It was fairly light rain, so it wasn't a big deal for them to actually do the jump. But
doesn't rain hurt quite a lot when falling through it?
So it does in free fall speeds, but under canopy, not too bad.
But still, there's a brief period of 100-mile-an-hour raindrops hitting your face.
Brief, very brief. So I mean, they're open, pretty quick out the door.
Let me rephrase that. So. Any period of 100-mile-an-hour raindrops hitting my face, I'm out.
No, you're out. Yeah, yeah. It actually that can be very painful. We get a lot of questions just from people who are coming to do tandem jumps and whatnot, like, oh, it's just light rain. Why can't we go in the light rain if the ceiling's high enough? And it's like, well, because at 120 miles an hour, doesn't matter how light the rain is, it hurts. And I've seen people come down, where they end up inadvertently in some rain and you can get kind of welts all over your skin and red spots. Yeah, it's not great.
I've gotten caught on the motorcycle in
it's
a
the same
rainstorms.
Doesn't feel great.
It hurts. Yeah.
So, but I thought the pictures turned out amazing. Like it looked really good. So I'm glad we got to get the job done.
That picture right there, the one that Liz has up now, I think that's awesome. Yeah. I love the vorticity coming through the.
I think it was Amy on our ground crew who got these photos. So
nice.
And then I pulled. I don't know if we have the video, but the game was actually televised on Peacock, and I did not get permission from Peacock to get this video. I just
we'll just disregard that.
Screenshot. I took a screenshot with my phone of the video.
We're not sure where we got this footage.
Unsure.
Oh, look at that! Ooh, nice.
Yeah. So this is actually at the American Legion Stadium in Charlotte, which is right by the Central Piedmont Community College. That's Peanut with the American flag, and he said he couldn't see anything when he came through that smoke. So he did a great job being right on the target and nice safe landing. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're right. It doesn't look in the video. It doesn't look so bad as the stills.
It wasn't so bad.
As far as
The
rain.
pictures, the stills were a little bit more dramatic. So they got out of the plane. I had to go. Another layer of complexity. Our airport where we're based is currently NOTAM'd closed at nighttime because the only lighted runway is currently closed so that they can actually work on the lighting system. So no nighttime operations. So we actually had to get through our whole day of daytime business jumps and then make sure that we were off that airport property before sunset. We had to stage out of a different airport close by. And then I had to go back there for the evening and then go back the next morning and take the airplane back to our airport. So kind of logistically challenging. And as I went to go back to the Rock Hill Airport where we were staying overnight, there was a nice thunderstorm that had parked itself just to the northwest of the field. So I asked for some nice delay vectors because I could see it moving out of the way. But I was like, I could just give that some space for a little while.
And, jump planes have a really strong reputation of having great IFR capability.
So this airplane actually does, but no, this one actually does. But
really,
to be very honest though, I had plenty of gas, and it was a pretty spicy little the Caravan.
Oh, the Caravan. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was this pretty spicy little thunderstorm, and it was moving out of the way. I had like 3 hours of additional fuel with just me on board at the economy I was flying at. So I was like, I can hang out over here for a minute. I'd rather just get in there safely and know that it's good to go. So Charlotte air traffic control the TRACON was very nice at working with me on that.
Nice.
Yeah. So I appreciate their help because that was all, not to get into political stuff, but that was still during the shutdown and they were phenomenal. So really appreciate all their hard work.
Yeah, very good. I'm glad that's all over.
Yes.
What did you do last night?
So last night, I sent one more picture. Last night, so part of the other busy things that are going on tomorrow morning, I'm actually going to be running the Charlotte Half Marathon. I'm doing that with our local run club. And a lot of people have been training all year for this. For a lot of our runners, it's kind of their big race of the year. It might be one of their first race that they're doing, or maybe their second one. So there's a lot of people looking for goal times or, having a nice strong finish. And we arranged for a pizza party so we could do some carb loading last night. So I hosted that at my house last night. I had like 40 people in my house, and I think half of them were children under the age of 10, which was... I found out very quickly how not child-proof my house is. Because everything's getting like knocked off of walls and like kids running around and yelling.
Any injuries?
At some point, no injuries, thankfully.
Okay, that's good.
They were in the gym and like lifting weights and stuff. I was like, I don't think you guys should use that. I don't know. I was like, someone's going to drop something on their foot or like, whack another kid in the head. At one point, my watch was like loud environment, 90 decibels. Like they were just kids screaming and yelling. Running all around, but it turned out really good. So this is our crew that's running tomorrow morning. I'm really excited for everyone. I'm going to do it's going to be a relatively easy run for me, but there's a couple of the ladies looking to run about 2 hours or hopefully just under 2 hours. So I said, stick with me. I'll run that pace. If it's looking good, I'll make sure you get that time. So excited to do that and give back and have kind of a social fun run.
So did you say it was I have two questions. It was a carb loading party?
Carb loading party, yeah.
And
so
it was pizza.
And
how many pizzas?
I ordered 17 pizzas.
Wow.
We have like 3.5 left. So I wanted to err on the side of too much and not enough, obviously, but it's pretty close. I almost went with just 15, but yeah.
Did you have cold pizza for breakfast?
I have not. I have a lot of leftovers at my house for a variety of reasons. So the pizza is the newest leftover, so we'll get to that in time.
I didn't realize it, but I've been carbo loading every Friday. I just didn't know there was a run required the next day.
Pretty much every day, actually.
Right.
I love carbs.
Carbs are great. I'm really excited for the we splurged on good pizza too. It's going to make great leftovers. Like the bread is nice and like, I don't know, doughy and delicious and
so you said it was a half marathon. Which half? The first half or the second?
I'm running the first. That's a good question. It is the first half, actually. So
okay.
There is a full marathon happening.
Run the second?
There are, and you can't join in the second half unless you're a pacer. surprise. So they split it up for pacers, which is kind of interesting. And I kept trying to get a pacing assignment, but I'm not quick enough in answering the emails to do that.
So they're really, I'm trying to make a joke, but that is really a thing.
Well, it's a thing for
running the second half.
It's a thing for people who are for certain people who are kind of working for the race to help provide pacing duties. But the options for people who pay to run it are run the first half or run the full marathon.
Gotcha.
And they're two different loops. So everyone runs the first loop together, and then the full marathon continues on a second loop through Charlotte.
See, that's the real trick, is you just figure out how to get in the last 1 mile and just sprint the whole thing, and you look like a hero at the end.
Yeah, until this one guy on Facebook, his mission in life is just to make sure he finds all of those people and rat them out. And there's quite a few of them, actually. So it's always good, fun reading.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
People still try to do it, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, people cut corners, and, he especially likes to go after the ones that then brag about it on social media. Like, look at my marathon finish and my medal. And it's like, well, you obviously missed a big portion of the course.
Yeah.
Details.
Cheater.
Details.
Show me in the rules where it says I have to run your course. I ran my own course.
I ran my own course, yeah. And then, showed up at the finish for my swag and my banana and my medal.
Yeah.
But no, it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. The weather's going to be really nice. Talking a high of 70 again tomorrow. So.
Ooh, nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. Deanna Tickle says, I rode Fury 325 at Carowinds in the rain. I think it was around 90 miles per hour, and it hurt.
Oh, yeah. Fury's fast. That's the amusement park that's right up the street from me. 325 refers to the first drop height. So it's
Is it up the street or down the street?
Up the street. It's north.
Oh, you're south of. You're south of.
Yeah,
I'm south of Carowinds. Yeah, it's about 10 minutes up the street from my house. So.
Tim likes your haircut, Steph.
Thanks, Tim.
Someone has a really cute hair. Well, I don't know. We're assuming he's talking about Steph.
That's definitely
Thanks, Tim. I appreciate that, man.
I think we all have cute haircuts. I can even see Liz's haircut, and we're all just.
Yeah, Liz has a cute haircut too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thank you, Tim. We appreciate. All right. Me. Okay. Let's see. What should I start with? Let's start with, we received from Olivia through our feedback email notification that something weird was going on with Spotify. I know a lot of you listen to our show on Spotify. And for some reason, the last two, or the only two in the month of November, so 681 and 682, no, yeah, I think. Well, anyway, a couple of the last episodes were not showing up in Spotify, and I thought, And I looked at all the other places that you can watch and listen to our podcast, and everything was showing up everywhere else. And I looked at under the hood, the XML file, the RSS feed. That's the kind of how everything happens in this world of podcasting. And that looked just fine, the feed that I had submitted to Spotify. But anyway, after trying to figure this whole thing out, I decided, and working with Spotify customer service, I said, you know what? Why don't I just use a different RSS feed? There are a couple that I can use. And so when I finally switched to the one that is now being used by Spotify, everything started working, except the fact that the show art, the individual show art, which we're going to talk about here very soon from the last show, it wasn't showing up. So I have to add an extra step in my, workflow to make sure that the show art shows up in the metadata for that feed. So anyway, long story short, everything should be back and in working order on Spotify. And I don't know why it didn't like the feed that I've been using for years, but it didn't. It just stopped liking it. Yeah, maybe it has something to do with Unity Intercom. I don't know.
It has to be connected.
I wouldn't rule it out. Yeah, thank you, Olivia, for letting us know that it wasn't showing up there. So she was a little suspicious. And just a reminder to everybody, if for some reason it's not showing up on whatever your favorite podcast client app is or streaming service, you can always go to airlinepilotguy.com and click on the podcasts tab. or just the main page, you'll see the latest 3 podcasts there. So, or you can go to the YouTube. We'll talk about all the social media and other ways you can watch the show and listen to the show at the end of the show. So
Lots of ways.
Lots of ways. Don't give up if you don't see us on Spotify. But thanks again, Olivia, for letting us know, because otherwise I never would have known. All right. Yeah, so we've been talking about this for the last few shows, an unofficial APG New York City meetup, and we have some audio from Hillel.
Greetings, APG listeners. Join me, Hillel, for a mini meetup in New York City. Jeff's letting me out of the shower so I can meet up with you on Saturday evening, November 15th at a location in the Upper West Side. Meet up with me and other community members, including Mailman Dave Abbey and Tanya Wyman, and if he can get out of the studio, Radio Roger. The location and RSVP are in the show notes and on, you guessed it, Slack. So remember to RSVP, and until then, see you in Slack.
All right, and Radio Roger, I just communicated with him earlier today, and he sounds like he's going to be showing up tomorrow, along with Mailman Dave and Tanya and Hillel and lots of great folks up there in the New York City area. Yes, the location, since he did this recording, has been determined, and it is at the Dublin House, one of the best Irish pubs in town. Let's see if I get this right this time. It's just steps from the 1 train at 79th Street and next to a Banksy. So you can get your money from the ATM machine at the Banksy.
No.
Like a Banksy.
What? Did I get it wrong?
You were
again?
so close.
Yeah, I know what a Banksy is. It's a
Graffiti.
Yeah, it's a piece of what do they call it?
art. Street art. I don't know.
Street art.
Right.
Yeah, graffiti, street art kind of stuff. All right. So and then you can email Tanya at panacea42.com to let her know, so that they know how many to expect. He goes on to say that you can find us in the main bar in the back room. That's the best place to keep the people, the APGers.
Is the back bar in the main room?
Must be. Yeah, I don't understand that. They don't serve food aside from Tato's, which is a brand name potato chip.
They're not chips. They're crisps.
Oh, crisps. Excuse me, from Ireland. But Tanya will be providing a cheese and charcuterie plate. Oh, I'm going to be missing that. And there are many options nearby for delivery or just stepping around the corner to pick something up. And you can pee in the gutter while you're outside too.
Nice idea.
Yeah, so I was hoping to show up for this meeting and make it an official APG meetup, but a couple different reasons. Not still sure I'm not sure really if everything has been completely cleared up as far as the flying thing. I'm on a different status now as a retired, a former employee for Delta, so my status is much lower than it used to be. And the other thing I learned today, I sang at a funeral and a wedding, like Circle of Life almost. Not quite. But
just needed a christening.
Yeah, if it had been a
That's
baptism,
odd. I talked
it
to someone
would have
today
been-
who's attending a funeral and a wedding tomorrow. Different times of the
Oh.
day, different people, thankfully. But
Cool. Yeah. So I thought I was being a good boy, and then my choir director started talking to me about the wedding tomorrow that I'll be singing in, and I just had this look on my face, and she looked at me. I guess she knows me well enough now. She goes, "You are going to be showing up tomorrow, right? 2:00 in the afternoon." Yeah. Jane and yeah, Liz know me way more than they should. Anyway, so yeah, I guess I didn't put that on my calendar, so I kind of obligated myself to sing in a wedding tomorrow. So sorry, we'll not make it, but we're expecting some good audio and maybe even video and photos from the meetup. Okay, so if you're in the New York City area, please head over to Dublin House and have some fun. All right, and yeah, take a picture of that Banksy. Maybe I'll finally understand it. All right, I guess you should. Yeah, let's talk about the cover art. Nick is the one that usually does this because he is our artiste, or cover artiste. But I'll go ahead and take a stab at it. The last show's title was "The Nuclear Option," I know we had a lot of other suggestions. I didn't write down any of them. Captain Nick usually tells us many of those suggested titles, but we had several good ones. But the one that Captain Nick liked was The Nuclear Option. Oh, that's right. We received some feedback asking us our opinion about, if and when we expect to have an electric airliner. And then we were talking about different, maybe hybrid options as far as, electrically powering an airplane, hydrogen fuel cells, etc. And then somebody suggested, I forgot whom.
I think it was me.
I think AJ said, nuclear reactor to power an electric engine. And so that became the nuclear option. And so the artwork reflects that. It's a very glowy, kind of bright green. And then, in fact, it's so glowy in the cockpit where I'm sitting, I am definitely being just bombarded by all kinds of nuclear radiation in the cockpit because I'm green. Either that or
it
I
appears
ate
a
the
bit of
fish.
it's leaked out as well.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, leaking out all over the
An
place.
uncontained nuclear reaction. It's not ideal.
It's not ideal. It's probably not safe, I would say, looking at this picture.
I can't help but notice that all of the ground crew is wearing, protective equipment, and you are not.
Yeah, well, I'm an old guy. I mean, I've lived a long life. What's the problem? Yeah, I didn't want to mess up my hair. That's why. Yeah, thank you, Liz. Yeah, so now is when we look for things that Captain Nick put in it. I forgot to ask. Does anybody know where we're supposed to find?
I have no idea. I can't see anything that looks like numbers.
Well, somewhere in.
Oh, there's a logo.
Oh, okay. I see the logo on the left side of the fuselage underneath the passenger windows, and there's me, and we're looking for. I don't know.
What did you find? I'm sorry, I blanked out for a second. Did you find
is that
show
the
numbers?
jackass, which is upside down in the eyebrow window?
No.
Above the.
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
No, it's not.
Nope.
Oh.
Nope. Go back to the previous picture. Nope. Keep going back. The one with the there he is, right there below the hose.
Oh, I see his it's like his reflection there, but I guess that's him.
He's under the level of the pool.
Oh, I see.
Or he's just glowing himself. Camouflages right in.
Gotcha.
And you found the show number, right?
No.
Go to the picture showing the backs of the ground crew on their backs.
Oh,
There's
I see it. The dots.
An 8 and a 3. Yep.
The dot matrix numbers on the back of the safety suits or whatever you call those suits. Yeah. Good thing AJ was here, because I think that we would have said, I don't know where any of this stuff is.
Did you get that info from Steve? Because he also knows in the chat room.
Oh, good. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate that. Steve Simpson.
No, I actually I found it myself.
Okay.
Thank you.
Very good.
I
just want to make sure I give credit to the right three people.
Yeah.
Especially our hardworking chat.
But I didn't tell anybody, so Steve figured it out on his own as well. So
it's a couple of smart people.
Okay. Well, you know what? Well, Captain Nick, we have to say, well done, sir. Very colorful. If you like green, it's a great show art.
I mean, it's colorful if you don't like green.
Even if you don't, yeah. Okay. And yeah, let's do. Yeah, I do. Didn't I put the coffee fund in there? Are you sure?
I know you didn't send
Really?
it to me.
Okay. Gosh, I thought I had. Okay. Let me see. I'm just out of curiosity. I'm thinking, well, what did I do? Well, I can't. I'll figure it out later. Maybe. Let's see. No, I remember putting it right below the one, the coffee fund with the latte art. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I was supposed to hit save or something. Okay. Oh, well, sorry about that. But you know what we can do? I can do this, though. Watch. We have ways. We have ways to get around this. Remove. Stop screen sharing. And I can go like this. And I can go image file. And then I go over here to Coffee Fund. And then I double click it. And there it is. So when it's time to talk about the Coffee Fund Classic, we can show that one. So you're going to have to pop between the two, I guess. Okay, very good. All right, let's talk about the Coffee Fund. Here we go.
Johnny, how much more coffee? No thanks.
I love coffee. I love tea. I love the APG community. Coffee and tea and the Java and me. A cup, a cup, a cup, a cup, a cup. Oh, yeah. Wow, lots of latency today. All right. The Coffee Fund. It's your way, dear listener and watcher, viewer, to support the APG show financially if you have the resources to do so. As we always say, if you've got the money, if you need to spend it on food and shelter and clothing and flying lessons, all the important things in life, then do that. Don't send us anything. But if you have some extra dollars here and there you want to send us, or pounds or whatever, please head over to airlinepilotguy.com/coffee, and it'll tell you the two different ways that we have, two mechanisms that you can use to send us a contribution if you desire. One is the Coffee Fund Classic method, and we received an amazingly generous contribution from David Stein, and he gave us a little note to go along with it. Great show. Love the whole team. So he's spreading love to all of us. Thank you, David, for that very nice, generous contribution to our Coffee Fund Classic method. And the other way you can become a supporter of the show via the Coffee Fund is to become a patron, patreon.com. So information about that can be found at our website, airlinepilotguy.com/coffee. You'll be glad you did. We will too. All right. So there we have that. And it looks like AJ is taking over Captain Nick's policy of
disappearing during the Coffee Fund and being late coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. In honor.
I just disappeared while you were talking about like technical things that you had to fix.
In homage of Captain Nick. And yeah, as Liz is saying, maybe he accidentally knocked the power switch off for everything
How
over there.
How convenient. Yeah.
Could be. Looks like he is about to rejoin the show in progress. Oh, we're going to hit it hard. Yeah.
Sounds
all right.
spicy.
Sounds exciting. Let's see. It does sound racy.
Racy? I like it. What's it? What I miss? What?
Well, I mean, if you were here, you would know.
We were characterizing how hard we're going to hit it. The feedback,
wow.
That is. Yeah. I got to get a video ready, don't I? And a bumper. I got to do all kinds of things here. Do I have the right one selected, Liz? The what the heck? Not cool, man. The Boston. This is from Kevin St. John. Okay. All right. Let me see where that is here. Boston Logan go around. Okay. All right. We're going to start off with this from. Oh, we're going to start off by me pushing this bumper that says feedback.
Captain, incoming message.
Thank you. All right, we're going to start off the feedback segment with this from long-time listener, all the way back from the Catholic pilot days, Kevin St. John. His feedback title, Close Call at Logan Airport highlights air traffic controller stress and SA, situational awareness. Hello, APG crew and community. After a long drought, I seem to be on a roll with submissions. Yeah, I know. It seems like every show now we have something from Kevin. So thank you. We appreciate that. Will I have to pay the producer fees? I don't know. That's something you're going to have to take up with the producer. She says yes. Okay. The U.S. air traffic controllers are all running on fumes without pay until very, very recently. When he sent this, they were without pay, but now they're set to resume their paychecks, I guess, and working grueling overtime hours. So I guess an occurrence like this was inevitable. Boston's Logan Airport has just added to its share of runway incursions and near misses. Somehow, a Delta Paris to JFK bound flight diverting to Logan in Boston ended up being cleared for a landing on a runway that intersected a runway where a small commuter plane was simultaneously cleared for takeoff. That was not a great combination, which the controllers did a good job handling, but it never should have occurred. The Delta flight was instructed to go around, and the Cape Air flight was instructed to stay low. I was surprised the automated background monitoring systems didn't pick this up before it occurred. Does the crew have any ideas why the monitoring systems didn't signal the impending conflict earlier? Didn't reach the magic number of the Funyuns lining up this time, but this could have been really bad. I've included links to the VAS Aviation and local television channels, YouTube videos of the event. Best wishes for flight phase favorable winds to the crew's active pilots and great weather for everyone else. Respectfully, Kevin St. John. And so I guess we can run the VAS Aviation. That's just the one I'm going to do, is that one. Yep. Oh, yeah, thank you. Let me remove that, and because I had to do something special to get that one there. Thank you for letting me know. Let me share my keynote again. And here we go. Share. Okay. All righty. So this is some video from VAS Aviation. The audio and video were edited, focusing on the most relevant transmissions, so he deleted some silences.
263 Heavy, contact tower 128.8, have a good day. 28 Delta 263 Heavy, mostly.
Okay, it's coming in from the south.
Tower Delta 263 Heavy, waiting for 4 right. Delta 263 Heavy, Boston, tower following Cessna 402 on a mile final, traffic holds on the crossing runway, runway 4 right, clear lane. Clear line 4 right, Delta 263 Heavy. Okay, 239, turn left at Hotel Foxtrot, hold short runway 4 left. Air 548, turn left heading 060, runway 15 right, clear for takeoff. Boston 060, 15 right, clear for Delta 303, contact merger. Departure 03, good day.
Okay, just to quickly pause so that CARE, Cape Air, they just say CARE for their call sign, flight was cleared for takeoff on 15 right. Or 15 left, 15 right, I think, and which is a crossing runway, I think it's like the longest runway that they have there at Logan. But this commuter twin-engine airplane was cleared for takeoff on that, while the Delta Heavy was coming in, Delta Flight 263, and so they've started their takeoff roll, and the Delta's coming in on the approach.
Mark 1410 with you outside of Milton.
They're quite a ways behind the Delta jet on 4 right. The American, anyway. So silence not deleted. But it will probably be
American
deleted.
1410 with you at Milton.
Hello? Anybody home?
Delta 263 Heavy, go around and turn 10 degrees left. For Delta 263. Care, go low. Going low, 48. What the heck?
That's the CARE flight, the Cape Air. What the heck?
Heading for Delta 263 Heavy. Delta 263 Heavy, turn left heading 300, maintain 3000. Left heading 300 up to 3000, Delta 263 Heavy. That was close. Yeah, man, not cool. Are we going 060, Care 548? Care 548, affirmative, turn left heading 060. Okay, all good, thanks.
Well, not all good.
Care 239 over the ground. 239, ground point 9. Ground point 9.
Okay, there's more to the recording here, the video, and they talk about, getting a telephone number for the crew to talk to the tower controllers. But yeah, I don't, Kevin asked, I think, a good question. He said, why did the monitoring systems not pick this up earlier? It sounds like maybe they were getting some kind of a warning that we didn't have on our audio from the video. Because, when American Airlines behind the Delta Heavy checked in, there was a lot of silence going on there. So maybe there was a little bit of distraction in the tower cab, like what's going on here? How are we going to resolve this? So maybe they did receive maybe that monitoring warning system did go off.
What monitoring system is he referring to?
I think in the tower, don't they have special, sensors that can see the airplanes that are on the runways and rolling for takeoff? And
not in this type of scenario. So that's a totally normal operation. They just missed the timing by a little bit. To make that a legal operation, that Cape Air had to be through the intersection of the runways before the Delta flight crossed the threshold.
Okay.
If you watched the beginning when they were coming off fast, you noticed that they were kind of splitting, one coming off, one going in, one coming off, one going in. That's how they're setting up the gaps to get those departures out. So that's a normal operation. Either the Cape Air delayed on the runway or the controller got the timing just a little bit wrong. And we're talking 15 seconds can be the difference between what happened there and everything being totally fine and normal.
Now we're relying upon, the audio from liveatc.net, and we're relying on the depiction, the recreation, the graphic that Bass Aviation provides. But based on that, it looked like the Cape Air airplane did kind of take their time before they finally started their roll. So maybe the tower controller wasn't expecting that. Now, to be fair, and we've had this discussion on the show before, there is no requirement, like there's no specific time limit from the time that a flight receives a clearance for takeoff, unless they use the words like expedite takeoff. So if they use that kind of terminology,
expedite,
then they're
no
expecting
delay.
you to,
The newest terminology is immediate takeoff.
Immediate takeoff. Yeah.
Right. But thank you. If they don't say that and they just say clear for takeoff, then they could, it wouldn't make a lot of sense. It wouldn't be safe. They could wait a minute or two before they start their roll.
Yeah,
and then,
that's one of those situations, places like Boston Logan or at Charlotte or at Atlanta, it's kind of understood that every time you're given a takeoff clearance, just go now.
You're going. Yeah. You're going
now
right
is the
now.
time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's important for the air crews to understand. And if for some reason you weren't quite ready, then it's always a good idea to say, hey, we need 30 seconds or we need a minute or we're not ready or something, just to let them know we're not going to be starting that takeoff roll probably when you think we're going to be. And that could impact some of your other operations going on here at this very busy airport.
The only other thing I saw based on, and again, this could have been deleted maybe or what, but there should have been a traffic call issued to both airplanes. If the Delta 263 was cleared to land, when the Cape Air was cleared for takeoff, he should have been issued a traffic call, and vice versa. When the Delta was cleared to land, they should have been a traffic call that said traffic will be departing runway.
Traffic is
15.
departing 15, right? Yeah. I think initially when he checked in, didn't he say something there would be traffic departing 15, right?
Did he? I may have missed it.
Yeah. But it wouldn't have hurt to say it again, as he was progressing closer and closer in. And the other factor here is that it's a very low ceiling. So, they didn't, the Delta Heavy flight couldn't see any of this. They're just relying completely on the tower controller and also what they were hearing on the tower frequency as far as
and vice versa.
Somebody
if it's
got
low,
cleared for takeoff.
If it's low ceiling, the Cape Air may not have seen the Delta flight on approach.
Probably
too.
didn't.
Yeah.
Well, but the other thing is too, they could have been completely aware of each other. And again, that timing, we're talking again, 15, 20 seconds. It's not like they sat there for forever. It's a very small amount of time could have made that a totally fine operation. No one would have even known about it in that tiny little bit of time. So they could have seen them and said, oh yeah, they're there. And just, it's really hard to judge relative distance at an angle like that and all those things. So
especially when the visibility is low, it's the perception of distance is affected.
And seeing a giant Delta airplane is a lot easier than seeing a tiny little Cessna twin.
Yep.
Yeah. For sure. For sure. Well, the right thing was, the wrong thing, the timing wasn't great. Timing's everything. But at least they made the proper call out to the Delta flight. Hey, you need to go around. It kind of caught them off guard, but they did what they were told, and it's a happy ending. It's pretty much, other than the fact that the Delta flight had to go completely around the circuit again and burn a lot
Happy
more
for
fuel.
everyone but the dry cleaners.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, probably need to buy some new trousers in both airplanes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The Cape Air guy was like, what the
Not
heck?
cool.
Not cool. That was not cool. Anyway, so thank you, Kevin, for sending that in. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to do the video for the gas because all right. Okay. Okay, we're coming up on the hour and a half mark, according to our producer. Okay, this is a piece of feedback sent in from James Graves Brown in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I got to spend a nice dinner with James and his wife, Sarah, just a couple of months ago when I made my West Coast trip. Anyway, here we go. Let's see. Did he say anything, or he just sent the link, I guess? Yeah, okay. Oh, actually, he did send in sort of a little bit of feedback with it. The title of his feedback is "This Gas Hole." What does he mean? Okay. Airport worker drenches American Airlines plane in tarmac in gas. Actually, to be technical, it wasn't gas. It was jet fuel. Jet A. After losing control of refueling hose. The exact amount of the fuel spilled has not yet been determined. This is at Dallas-Fort Worth. Dallas-Fort Worth airport worker drenches American Airlines plane in tarmacking in gas after losing control of refueling hose. Video shared on social media shows the hose whipping violently beneath the plane, spewing fuel for more than a minute as the worker struggles to regain control before stepping back. The terrifying incident happened on Saturday while the worker was refueling an American Eagle aircraft parked at a gate in Terminal E of the Texas airport. No one was injured. So let's watch this together, shall we? Okay, here we go. Okay, why is it not playing? Okay, I'll try it again. Is it something happen?
Yep, it's working.
Okay. So I guess I was expecting some sound with it. So we're watching the view of the guy with the single point fueling receptacle. It looks like the receptacle itself came disconnected from the hose. Mm-hmm. This is a high pressure hose.
It's like 45 or 50 PSI, I think.
Lots. And that thing it's pretty big around too. Mm-hmm. It's like a 3.5 inch.
Is there not like an emergency
diameter
shutoff?
Yeah, so this guy seems to me kind of being like pretty cavalier about
kind of casual.
There should be an emergency stop on the back of that truck, right where he was just standing.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, and apparently he didn't see it. I think it's sort of maybe he was looking for it. I don't know, but then he just walked away.
Seemed rather calmly walked away too.
Nothing to see here. Nothing at all. It's totally fine and normal.
And just to be clear, you understand what we're looking at here. This hose is going around like
very cartoonish, like all over the place, like wildly,
Oh, that lever. There you go.
Yeah. So I guess maybe he went inside and said, "Hey, anybody know where the fuel cutoff?
How you shut this thing off?"
Yeah, it's over there on the thing you were standing just a couple of minutes ago. You might want to walk back out there. Maybe run.
Big red lever says emergency shutoff.
And I think that the people that are doing the refueling are trained to do this, and
I sure hope so. I worked as a lineman when I was in my early teenage years, and single point refueling is no joke.
No,
there's some training required.
Yes, lots of training.
And as you can see, it can be done wrong.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, it looks like the single point receptacle was still affixed to the port.
Like the hose broke, you think?
Yeah, I think the hose, separated from the actual receptacle. Not the receptacle, but the actual, whatever you call that.
Connector, the connection point.
The nozzle. Thank you, Liz.
Yeah, that's a better word.
But still, the thing that I think really gets everybody's attention here is the fact that this didn't seem to get that worker's attention very importantly.
I didn't get a lot of sense of urgency out of his
and I'm thinking, like,
so there's some
this
discussion
is fuel
happening.
that's flammable.
Yeah, that says he possibly got fuel in his eyes and went to an eye wash station before shutting off the valve.
Oh, okay.
Well, of course, that's important.
Yeah.
The scuttlebutt was the operator got fuel in his eyes and used a nearby eye wash station.
That's actually not. That's valid. You don't want jet fuel on your eyeballs.
Yeah.
And if you can't see well enough, like because of it, high pressure into your eye to get to see what I don't know. I'm not sure. He still seemed to move not.
So we're thinking that maybe we shouldn't have been so harsh.
Maybe we're giving.
actions.
Yeah,
But
maybe
if that's the case, wouldn't that also create some sort of sense of urgency?
Yeah, but only if you can see where you're going.
Yeah, you don't want to be running too fast.
across the ramp. Yeah. All right. We're gonna give him a. Maybe there was more going on here than is in this article, and other folks seem to know a little.
Yeah,
bit
well, you know
about
what? I'm not going to give him a hard pass. I'm going to give him a soft pass.
A soft pass
on this one. Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Oh, speaking of pressure, another great segue. This from Peter Kent. Under pressure. Hello, crew. I had a short flight this week, London to Edinburgh, about an hour's flight time. Just as we started to descend, my ear wanted to pop, but didn't. Cue pain through my ear and neck so bad I nearly passed out, and a long train ride home a few days later. Apparently, it was due to my ear not having long enough to adjust to pressure changes, despite having flown similar durations on a few occasions before. Maybe it's just a sign I should only fly long haul. Anywho, made me wonder how fast jet pilots overcome this, with all their whizzing between altitudes in seconds multiple times per flight. Are they just made of stronger stuff than me? Have they developed loose eardrums flapping away? Or have aircraft with different pressurization systems? Maybe that's a factor. And again, this is from Sir Peter of Kent. I'm sorry, Sir Peter. Okay, so Liz thinks that Captain Nick would say, yes, they are made of stronger stuff. Now, I have a different answer, and I think Dr. Stepp probably does too.
Yes, but go ahead, and I will add my 2 cents on this after you go.
Well, no, I'd like to hear from you first.
Well, so, the reason why I think Sir Peter of Kent has been able to do these flights before and not have issues is that perhaps there was something subclinical going on with his eustachian tubes this particular go-around. If you get a little bit of inflammation there, or you have a minor sinus thing going on, even if you don't really appreciate that you're maybe not 100%, it can really cause this to happen. So I know it's happened to me, feel fine. All of a sudden can't clear my ear, and it's just because you have a little bit of this eustachian tube dysfunction. So it's, as much as you're only looking forward to long haul flights from here on out, it's actually quite likely that you'll probably be able to do some of the short haul stuff again. Now, if you do have some eustachian tube dysfunction happening, those shorter flights are going to be potentially more problematic than longer haul ones, but it can still happen on the long haul ones too.
And it usually happens when you're in the descent, not
most of the time. The first symptoms you'll get will be in the descent. Yeah.
So think about it. The long haul flight, everything's going to be fine that first part of the flight and through the whole cruise segment of the flight. And then, relatively speaking, it's about the same amount of time that you're going to be in the descent, unless, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not sure that the long haul.
So you're thinking if it's a very mild, like subclinical thing, the longer. So the reason why, so getting back to the reason why shorter flights are potentially more problematic is because if it's kind of a subclinical event that's going on where you don't really appreciate it, if you have longer time to be in the air and the eustachian tube has more time to allow that pressure equalization to occur before you start changing altitude and pressures again, perhaps your symptoms won't be as bad on the descent. But yeah, typically, I mean, just speaking from personal experience, whenever it happens to me, the first symptoms are always in the descent and not the initial climb.
And I have to say that I have to agree with the doctor there. That's exactly what I was going to say. It was probably, even though you thought you were perfect as far as stuff going on in your sinuses and, you know, is a subclinical, is that like the clinic that is below the regular clinic?
Yes, it's in the
Okay.
It's in the
In the basement?
subway
Okay.
in the basement. It's a little shadier, a little darker.
Okay.
Less windows.
Fewer windows. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it could be the clinic in the submarine. Yeah,
There
good
you
point,
go.
Liz.
There you go. But I will say, you know, the more you are doing a lot of rapid altitude pressure changes, the better your ears do get at it. So this is exactly the type of, I'm not, you know, flying in fighter jets, but we're doing 15-minute round trips from basically pretty close to sea level, 14,000 feet back down, multiple times a day. So I've definitely noticed that my ears have gotten better at doing that over the years.
My ears were pros because I was flying the T-37 as a student and an instructor pilot, and that's not pressurized. And we were going up to 25,000 feet and doing spins and spin recoveries, dropping from 25,000 feet down to 15 or even lower, and then climbing back up and doing it again. So you're going through a lot of altitude changes very, very quickly.
You said the T-34 is not pressurized?
No, the T-37.
T-37. Oh, the Tweet. Okay.
Yeah, the Tweet wasn't. I don't think the T-34 was pressurized either.
There's a lot of fighters that are pressurized.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm just saying
more than less, but
yeah. So obviously the aircraft. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
The T-38 was pressurized, but T-37 was not.
That's what I was thinking was T-38. I don't know why I said T-34. Yeah. Yes, a Bonanza is not pressurized. Weird.
Weird. Yeah, our Caravan's not pressurized. But interestingly, for me, it always seems to be coming through like 3,500 feet on the descent is where if I'm going to have a problem, that's where it presents itself. And I don't know exactly the specifics on that. That might just be unique to me, but yeah.
I've been able to do the vas deferens maneuver without having to have a piece of gum or anything like that. I can just kind of like clench my jaw and move it.
Valsalva, not
Valsalva. Thank you.
Valsalva.
What's the other thing?
That's a very different thing, and we'll just let that one go.
Okay. Anyway, moving on.
I'm not sure.
There are different things happening in AJ's cockpit than there are in our.
There's a lot happening.
I was going to wait to see if
it has
it was
to do with ears. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, we're on family show. We're on family show.
That's a different show.
Valsalva maneuver is the one that you were looking for.
Yes.
Yeah, when you said that, I'm thinking,
one.
I don't think that's what I remember it being called.
It's okay. We can fix it in post. So
maybe.
No, we're leaving that. That was gold. That was a great.
So yes, Valsalva. Thank you. But I can do that without having to have a piece of gum or hold my nose or anything like that. So I found what helps me is to do that little ones constantly throughout the flight up and down, and that really helps kind of.
Yeah, and it gets to the point where you don't even notice you're doing it. It's just it becomes a natural thing. Yeah. But if you don't do a lot of flying, then it's not natural, and yeah.
And then this can be very, very painful, like Peter said. I mean, to the point of wanting to pass out from the pain and discomfort. No joke.
Agreed.
Yep. Fortunately, in all the flying that I did, all my military flying and all my airline flying, there was only one time we were descending into Portland, Oregon, and I thought I was fine. I didn't feel like I had congestion or anything, and then it just like something happened in one of the sinus cavities in my upper forehead area, where you call that,
sure, yeah.
Above your eyes, and it felt like somebody was taking an ice pick and just like jamming it into my sinus cavity up there.
Yeah.
I kind of hoped that somebody would do that to kind of relieve the pain. It was very, very painful.
No, the worst one I had was as a passenger on a flight, and again in the descent, it was like somewhere just above. There was some sort of maxillary sinus just above my tooth, and it felt like one of my teeth was going to explode in my. It was not pleasant.
Like,
it was
somebody give me some pliers.
It was awful.
Pull this thing
yeah,
out.
I was gonna and my tooth was fine. It wasn't actually a tooth problem. That's just where the pain referred to from the maxillary sinus.
Interesting. Well, that was a good question. Thank you, Sir Peter, for sending it in. All right. Oh, here's something from Hong Kong Nigel, the most prestigious of them all. Hang on. Scam likely. I need to get this call. That was my telephone ringing. I thought
I'm laughing because that's
it.
what I named my phone. I was like, I'm not calling you.
Oh, okay.
Just kidding.
Yeah, thanks, Steph.
Uh-huh.
So now I know. So you're saying that anytime I see the message scam
No,
likely,
it comes up.
it's
It comes up
probably
as
you?
my name.
Oh,
But if you get an airdrop from me,
okay. Scam likely. Probable. Okay. So this next piece of feedback from our good friend, APG community member Hong Kong Nigel, the most prestigious of them all. So he said the title is Rating APG. And so we were talking about on episode 680, he said, listening to 680, you sounded a bit sarcastic about top 100 in the world. We're talking about top podcasts. And I was actually saying like top 100 aviation podcasts in the United States. Anyway, so this spurred me to look it up. What number did the Airline Pilot Guy podcast rate? And the Airline Pilot Guy podcast is highly ranked among aviation podcasts for 2025. This is starting to sound like a Chat GPT answer from a Chat GPT query.
Possibly assistance was rendered while the making of this
Yes.
feedback.
And we have to say that I don't know how accurate this information is actually, because
we didn't verify.
If you go through the whole piece of feedback, and we're not going to go through all of it because I don't want it to sound like we're tooting our own horn.
There are citations at the bottom of the feedback. I'm just saying.
Okay, well they are, but I'm not sure how.
And they're noted. See, even right
the
there.
veracity.
The United States worldwide number 11.
Yeah, I know. I'm not sure if the veracity of these things is. I mean, are they qualified resources? I don't know. But
Wait,
I mean,
WalletHub.com is not a credible source of.
Okay. Well, I'm just trying to put a, what do they call that? A
disclaimer?
No, not a spin. Disclaimer. Thank you. A disclaimer. Anyway, let's see. The Airline Pilot Guy podcast is highly ranked among aviation podcasts for 2025. Specifically, it holds the following positions. Number 13 in the United States on Apple Podcasts in the leisure/aviation category. Number 229 globally across platforms like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Within the United States, it ranks number 23 in the leisure aviation category on Apple Podcasts. No, I just thought I read that it was number 13. So
13,
that's what
23.
I know. So that's why I was saying, I'm not sure exactly how accurate these things are. Something between 20. I don't know.
Well, one's in
definitely
the
not
United States and one's within the United States. So it's a totally different list. See?
I see. Okay.
It's continental
the podcast
U.S.
has
versus,
a strong,
including Alaska and
whether we're
Hawaii.
all 50 states or just 48
territories.
Yeah. The podcast has strong international following with high listenership and engagement on multiple platforms, including YouTube and various podcast directories. It remains one of the most popular and influential aviation podcasts globally for 2025.
There are no less than 3 citations on that sentence. That's what has to be true.
I know. Anyway, so I'll tell you what, and you know what, honestly, we really, I mean, we care about you, our audience, but we don't get too wrapped up in all these things. Yeah, we're not doing it for the glory or the money. We're just doing it because we enjoy getting together every week and talking about she's talking about the money. Talking
I was gonna say,
about
I think I'm getting a paycheck.
aviation.
I just want the trophy.
Okay. Thank you, Nigel. Obviously, Nigel thinks more about us than you guys do.
And for the record, one of these citations is our website.
Oh, is it?
Well, yeah,
Number
it's
7.
the source, like the OG source.
Oh, it's a quote
we
from
put
Nick
on
Anderson.
is there a blurb on our website that says we're the number 1 ranked aviation?
I don't know, but we should put that on there so that next time somebody does a query,
Next time Opposing Bases tries to say they're the greatest in the universe.
Yeah, if
we're number 1 in our
if you want the
minds.
number 1 aviation podcast in the world or the galaxy, even, I think that you'd have to go with Opposing Bases, of course. Yeah, we'll have to get Laura Davis to write our citation for ChatGPT. It'll be really good. Okay, thank you, Nigel. I appreciate it. We feel the love. Thank you. Not feeling it from my fellow co-hosts or producer, but Nigel, I'm feeling it from you. Thank you. Next is from James Mack. Update and question about type ratings, not podcast ratings, but type ratings, airplane type ratings.
Still a good segue.
Yeah, good segue.
Ratings.
Hi, APG crew. Hope you're all doing well. It's been a while since I last got around to sending some feedback. Since I last wrote, I've started working as a pushback crew for Acme London at Heathrow, and I absolutely love it. Getting paid to tow around all these modern aircraft is a dream, and every time I'm up on the flight deck setting the aircraft up, I can't help but imagine being flight crew one day myself. I have a private pilot license, so I'm some of the way, I guess. Yeah, you are. That's awesome. Anyway, I had a quick question about type ratings. If you hold a rating for, say, the A330, A340 family, and another variant is introduced under that same type rating, what additional training, if any, would be required? Just curious to know how that works in practice. Also, in APG 680, you mentioned the DHL aircraft that attempted to land at Heathrow just before touchdown. Funny coincidence, I was actually on a flight to Vancouver that day, spotted our aircraft in the background of the footage. We were all ready to push when the captain came on and said we'd be delayed as the runway had been shut down due to an incident. Small world. I think Liz is showing the picture with the DHL, what do you say, coming in for landing, and then the aircraft right. Oh, okay. And then right behind it, if you look through, you can see that airplane back there.
It's not just a small world. It's one world.
It's a one world. It's a one world after all. Anyway, so he was actually on a flight to Vancouver that day and spotted the aircraft in the background of the footage. We were all ready to push when the captain came on and said we'd be delayed. Okay, we already read that. Thanks, as always, for a wonderful show. I hope to join another meetup soon. My last was APG 500 at Farnborough. And Nick, if you're ever at the RAF Club again, I'd love to buy you a pint. I'm an officer in the RAF Air Cadets, so I've got membership. Oh, cool. All the best in blue skies. James Mack in Kent. I wonder if he knows Sir Peter of Kent.
It's a small world. What were you just saying?
It's a small world. Exactly. Yeah, type ratings here. If you hold a rating for, say, the A330, A340 family, and then they introduce another one under the same type rating, what additional training would be required? I have a little bit of experience with this on the McDonnell Douglas product when we not transition, but when they started flying the MD-90 for all of the crew. Pardon me? Well, actually, we were the launch customer, so we. Oh, okay. We a card. Okay. Anyway, when those MD-90s were first introduced for Delta as the launch customer, they were only based at Dallas Fort Worth, and then while I was had held a type rating on the MD-88. Actually, the DC-9 is what my type rating is. They decided to go ahead and put the MD-90 at all the crew bases that also had the MD-88 airplanes fleet. And because they were all under the umbrella of DC-9 type rating, but it was a different enough fleet. The engines are different. The engines were FADEC, where the MD-88 engines were not. They were, your old-fashioned cable going all the way back to the engines in the back on the tail in the fuel control. Well, the MD-90 engines were a different engine altogether, and it was FADEC controlled. There were some other differences in the airplane, and so instead of just like publishing like a memo, hey, here are the differences, and be careful out there. They did bring in I think it was just the captains. They brought in just for like a 2-hour, I don't even think it was a full sim period, to kind of go over some things. And I think the scenario is they had us take off out of John Wayne, Santa Ana, SNA, in Southern California, because it's a very noise sensitive airport, and at the time, Delta was flying the MD-90 out of John Wayne. And so they thought this would be a perfect way to introduce pilots that have never flown out of John Wayne, the procedure, the special noise abatement procedure that they have there, and at the same time get to understand how the MD-90 works and what the differences are. So that's the way Delta did it. And I think what happens is the FAA with each airline has an assigned, I forgot what the term is called, but we had a representative from the FAA on every airplane in our fleet. And so they kind of monitor, they kind of interact with and communicate with the training department on that particular airplane. And when they're setting up curriculums and syllabi for the training program, they kind of clear it through the FAA, and that's kind of the liaison that they have. And so I think that the airline works with that liaison from the FAA to decide how are we going to do this, how are we going to implement this, and then if they get the blessing from the FAA representative on that particular fleet, then that's what they do. So I do remember when I was flying the 727, anecdotally, we ended up acquiring some 727s from Pan Am and some 727s from Eastern Airlines. Back then, I don't know, maybe they just couldn't spare taking the air crews offline to go through some kind of a training to show us and explain to us what the differences were. And it was literally just a couple of page document that said, here's what's different. And you're supposed to read that. And then, you could the next day when we're actually, in fact, this happened to us. I was on a trip. In the middle of the trip, we walk out there and we walk in the airplane. It was one of those things where you're like instantly disoriented, like something doesn't feel right. I know this feels like a 727, but something's different. And then you start looking around and you see that the fuel shutoff switches, the start switches, not the start switches themselves, but the fuel shutoff levers are different, because we had like a completely off position and a completely on position. So it was like a 2-position switch, whereas I think it was the Eastern, it could have been the Pan Am, but it was one of the other airlines that we had acquired. Their 727s, it was a 3-position switch. So you go from off to the kind of the ignition, the start position. And then once it's stabilized beyond a certain RPM, then you raise it to the full on position. And that can get your attention. If you don't do it the way you're supposed to do it, you can end up getting kind of like a big boom sound and possible tailpipe fires.
So you've heard.
So I've heard. That's a friend of mine told me. Yeah, allegedly. And I'm thinking to myself, I think it requires a little bit more than just putting out a piece of paper that
more than a frequently asked questions page.
Yeah. And just one more quickly. Sorry. It also involved a 727 taking off out of John F. Kennedy, the Canarsie climb. For those professional pilots out there, I don't know if they still do the Canarsie climb off of what is that? 3-1 left, the super long runway there. I think it's 3-1 left. You basically, at least back then, as soon as you get airborne, they expect you to start your turn. I mean, not wait until you're up at 400 feet before you start your turn. You just as soon as you know that you're going to bank the airplane 30 degrees to the left and you're not going to scrape your left wingtip, is when they kind of expected you to start your turn. And so it was my leg. We'd flown the airplane up from Miami, I think, and we were at Kennedy. It was my leg now, and we were just in the takeoff. It was like one of those low ceiling days, and we immediately went into the clouds, and we're in this 30-degree left bank. And I'm looking at the whole cockpit was dark. The whole cockpit lit up with this orange glow, this amber glow, and it was emitting from the instrument panel straight ahead of me. It was very bright. And I was like, what is this telling me? What is going on? And then I look over and I realize that my attitude indicator is not showing that we're in a bank. But I know we're in a bank because I've got the thing turned to the left and I can feel the airplane banking. And then I looked over at the captain's ADI, attitude indicator, and it was in a 30 degrees bank. And I just said to him, "You have the airplane, sir." Like, because I don't have my attitude indicator over here is like not working. And that's what it was like an instrument comparator light. I think is what they called that bright yellow, bright orange light that was on that I couldn't figure out how to extinguish, because it's one of the first things you want to do, especially in a dark cockpit, when you have this blaring light that's lighting up the entire cockpit and you can't see anything else. Is like I'm holding my hand over it because it's so bright. And I know, I mean, I think I learned shortly thereafter, after doing a little bit more research, how to actually dim that light or completely turn it off. I think it's a good reason to have that kind of a warning light, because you could definitely get into trouble if you think that what you're looking at is what the airplane's actually doing, but it's not. Then you need to know. And but I knew it even before that light came on. I knew that what I was looking at on my instrumentation was not what I should be seeing. So yeah, handed over to the captain, and happy ending. But it was just like 2 instances of, it probably would have been nice to go into the simulator and fly the simulator for these different variants before just showing up and flying them. But I'll bet a lot of people that are listening to the show right now who are airline pilots and maybe non-airline pilots can identify with this, where you're flying different versions of, I bet even Steph.
Oh, yeah.
Both of you guys here and panelists here could probably identify with being in an airplane and you're expecting it to be a certain thing, and then all of a sudden you go, wait a minute, this is different.
Yep.
I didn't know there could be that many configurations for switches in a 182. It's a 182.
Oh, okay. Well, that's true. And the simpler the airplane, probably, you don't run into it as much.
There's 2 companies that, yeah, definitely.
There's 92,000 iterations.
Oh,
one
you're
airplane.
saying?
I'm saying there's a tremendous amount of difference.
Oh, I thought you were downplaying it. Okay.
No.
Yeah, just this past week when I went and did my night currency, I flew a 182 that was new to me. So I just need to sit here for a minute, see where everything is.
Touch the button.
Touch the buttons and look at this panel, because it's totally different than the last one that I flew. So, yeah.
It's very much like, I mean, people that could identify with this maybe, who aren't pilots, when you travel somewhere and you rent a car. And you rent a car that you've never driven before. It's a smart thing to do.
And you can't figure out how to adjust the seat because the electronic controls are on the door.
Stupid Mercedes.
It was I forget what it was.
Yeah. The thing I'm always wondering about is, our concern about is how do I turn on the windshield wipers? Because you may not think about it in the headlights, but you may not think about the windshield wipers until all of a sudden it's like pouring rain, and you got to know right now.
That's the proper procedure. Wait till you're doing 85 miles an hour on the interstate in pouring rain, then find the switch.
That's a way. That's a way to go.
A less serious but also quite funny one is that I will frequently rent a Jeep when I go to other cities, but mine is a manual transmission, and you just don't find manual transmission rentals. And 100% of the time when I go to start the car, I'll try to put my left foot down on the clutch. And if there's someone with me, they will laugh every time.
Have you tried to shift?
No, I haven't gone to shift, but I will definitely try to put my foot down on the clutch.
I've done that in the past in driving the same car, automatic versus a manual.
Yeah.
And I'm just very used to driving the manual, and I'll get an automatic. And then you try to shift, and if it has a wide brake pedal, and you go to, like, you're pushing the clutch in, the car comes to an abrupt stop.
Very, very quick stop, yes.
Yes, it does.
But I was going to tell you one little anecdote. I had a experience just this week, similar to your light in your face story. We had this brand new, wonderful, amazing, full glass panel installed in this 182. And I had to fly it back from the shop from its annual. I'm the first person to fly it at night. No one has flown it. I think I was the only person who had flown that airplane so far with that panel in it. And so I never noticed that the brightness was set to 150% and locked there.
Oh, nice.
Until I took off and got away from the lights, and I'm like, oh, this is very bright. So,
I can't see anything.
I can see my airspeed. I can't see out the window.
Overrated. You're fine. Are you in the air? Who cares?
So quickly put it on autopilot.
Your instrument
and then started digging through the menus as I'm flying to the next airport, going, how do I turn this down?
Did you figure it out before you had to look?
I did. It didn't. It was only good. 2 sub menus in, so it wasn't too bad. But there was a moment of
has a little toggle switch for day and night for some of the things that are just bright to begin with. So it'll dim them ever so slightly.
Well, so this is back to the differences in airplanes, right? So I'm like, oh, I wonder if they attach it to the rheostat for like, because there's a rheostat for instrument lighting, there's a rheostat for the radio stack lighting, and I'm like, I'm twisting all these, going, and I can't see them because this light's bright in my face. So I'm just twisting things. I'm like, oh, nothing's happening.
Again, I think people can kind of identify with that because our modern cars now with the screens, a lot of times, the dimming switch is still there, but it's dimming the other, like the analog kind of instrumentation that you still have in some cars, and unless you're in a Tesla. Whereas the screen, which has some other information and other controls, is a different thing, and you have to find the darn menu item to dim the thing. I think.
And then the menu's blocked when you're driving for your safety.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. You can't access this menu because you're driving. Yeah, but I can't see.
my Volkswagen actually says that. It says, for your safety, this menu is not accessible while driving, but it's unsafe to be on. Make it off.
Right. It'd be safe if I could access this menu. Anyway. All right. Great feedback. Thank you very much. That's going to do it for our show today. And James, I hope we answered your question about the. So I guess the final answer for the type rating thing is it really depends on the airline. I guess I'm not. It depends. Yeah, it depends. All right. So as we wrap up the show, we'd like to point you to our website, airlinepilotguy.com, where you can find information about the crew and the community and the calendars there. We got a library. We have merchandise. We have. Oh, and how highly rated we need to make a new page and tell you how highly rated our show is. No, I'm just kidding. We're not going to do that.
Tim Rand says it feels like we're a number 2.
It feels like a number 2. Okay, thanks, Tim. I know what you mean. And we don't really appreciate that at all. Yeah. Okay. So lots of good stuff on our website. Check it out if you don't mind. And we're also on social media.
We have a social media expert.
Woo-hoo.
Yes.
I'm here. Let's talk about it. So you can head over to facebook.com/airlinepilotguy. We're on X, at APG Crew is the handle that you can find us at there. If you're looking for that show artwork, you want to do all the little Easter egg hunts that Captain Nick puts into it each week, that's over on Instagram, instagram.com/APG Crew. And you can find these recordings of the live shows or join us for the live recordings, youtube.com/airlinepilotguy. And as always, as we already kind of heard earlier, if you want the deeper dive, that's over on Slack.
Yep. And we're going to do the short version today, kind of wrap this thing up. So, hey, hello. Actually, it's longer version.
This is the extended version.
I picked the wrong one.
Hillel taking one of his long showers?
I'm supposed to do the button that says shower-shorter. Okay. All right, here we go. All right. So I hear the water. That means Hillel is here with me. Hillel, you want to tell us about Slack?
APG listeners, please join us on our Slack team. Slack is a communication
Didn't really save a lot of time, did it?
platform that works on your mobile, laptop, or browser. On Slack, we share news and ideas. We suggest episode and plain tales topics. We plan events and meetups. To get into the Slack team, please email me at slack@airlinepilotguy.com. That's SLACK, Sierra Lima Alpha Charlie Kilo @airlinepilotguy.com. Or send me a tweet with your preferred email address to @Hillel, and I'll send you an invitation. That's Hillel, spelled Hotel India 11 Echo 1, and see you in Slack.
Thanks a lot, Hillel. And I'm sorry I'm not going to be able to see you tomorrow night at the New York City APG unofficial meetup, but hopefully you guys have a good time. And we'd also like to thank our producer, Liz, for all the hard work that she does in the behind the scenes before we record the show, after we record the show, and during the show. So thank you very much. We love you.
Exhausting, isn't it?
It is exhausting. Mm-hmm. And we'd also like to thank our live chatters, our live audience that join us each and every week. Thanks so much for being there for us. And we'd also like to say, look forward to seeing you again next time on the next episode. And until then, wishing you clear skies, unlimited visibility, and tailwinds. Take care, and God bless.
Cheers, y'all.
You're welcome.
See you next time. Well, we made it without Captain Nick, but we made it.
Oh, I know. We missed
I
Captain
know.
Nick.
Now, I'm going to send, okay, first of all, AJ, can you send that RAF Dum Dum thing to Nick, and I'll explain to him why he's getting it, because that could be a good title, but he'll need the context. Could you just send that to Nick where you got that story from?
If I can find it again.
But the other ones I had, and I'm only reading them to you so you can react and tell me if I should send them to him, are Electrical Ground Stop, which is thanks to AJ.
Mm-hmm.
We have Diving in the Rain, which is Steffi's diver. They were skydiving in the rain, diving in the rain.
Okay.
When Jet A Gets in Your Eyes. You know, so there's a song there, I think.
When the
Isn't this when smoke gets in your eyes? It's when Jet A gets in your eyes.
When the fuel hits your eyes.
When the fuel hits your eyes.
It's
And
a
then-
really big surprise.
It's amore.
No, it's when smoke gets in your eyes is what I was doing.
Okay, that's a different.
I totally went with
yeah.
Anyway.
Amore.
Anyway, that's all I had. I don't know. Does anything?
I had Vast Deference Maneuver.
I'm not really sure we want to unleash Nick on that.
No, please don't tell Nick.
No.
I'm sorry, I haven't laughed that hard in a long time.
Yeah,
Thanks,
it was
AJ.
good.
I really
It was
appreciate
great. But yeah.
When you said that, AJ, and I'm looking over at stuff going like,
I know. I was like, I'm gonna give him a second to correct that.
Correct.
And then I was
Realize
like,
what he
he's not
said.
gonna.
All
I
the
was like,
time. Not a doctor. Not a doctor.
I mean, what
Thank
we could
God.
do is
It's all Latin to me.
make it vast differential
And
or
some
something
Greek.
like that. But anyway, let's not go there.
I do like RAF Dum Dum because the dum.
Yeah.
I don't know if they probably don't have them in
Dum-dums?
England. The Dum Dum lollipops
Mhm.
with the little
love a dum dum.
Yeah, no, they call
Isn't that
them.
Dum-Dum?
They're dum dums.
yeah.
DUM.
That's what we call
Yeah,
them.
but I know, but what they call those in England? They call them they don't call them dummies like what the babies have. They call them something different. Anyway,
Oh no, you're talking about like
We're thinking about like lollipops.
Pacifier.
We're thinking about little
Pacifiers.
suckers.
We're talking about actually on a stick, like a
I know.
candy on a stick.
Oh, yeah.
but
okay.
yeah, I know you are. But anyway,
Yeah.
All right, I'll send him what we got. But if you could send him that too, and I like RAF Dum Dum, but he just would need to know where that sort of came from.
Yeah.
And
then
we could
we'll,
leave it
like,
as a
say-
mystery and make him Google it himself.
Well, see, Jeff and I had this discussion recently. We should just make a title that's not related to the show at all.
And
like
see what he
people
comes
would
up
be
with.
sort of like just something random, right? And sort of people would go, huh? Like, huh?
And then we
I
said
think they do that already.
After we thought about it, and we went, most people wouldn't care. Like, whatever. It wouldn't be curious
and
at all.
just before we say goodbye, we just have to read this last comment because
It's
it's,
so
a
good.
classic Tim Van Ram.
When you swim across the creek and an eel bites your cheek, that's amore. Yeah.
Thank you, Tim.
Good one.
Yes.
Very
Very,
good.
very good. Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah,
Sorry about
thanks.
the technical issues. We're going to try and chase those down. before
Yeah,
the
we're going to
next
work
show.
on that this week. Hopefully we'll figure it out.
Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.